To listen on Spotify, click the link below.
Let me tell you about my little Vegas trip here. Came in a day early, and Jim Norton is a huge UFC fan, and I didn't even realize that there was a fight this weekend. So, Joe Rogan, a fellow comedian, he actually hooked us up with these awesome tickets. And I went down and I watched was it UFC 32? 132, I'm sorry, with Uriah Faber fighting some guy Cruz. I don't know the fucking names. There's only so many sports I can pay attention to, but I got to tell you something. You got to go to one of these UFC things. And just especially if you're actually in the performing arts on any level, and as much as you think it's badass to be in a band, or it's badass to be a comedian, or maybe to be a fucking, a fucking professional football player, there is nothing more badass than when Bruce Buffer does your goddamn intro and you come in not wearing a shirt to just fucking throw down with another fucking human being. It was just, I never felt like such a bitch in my life. I just remember just going like, do I really think that I'm some sort of badass doing stand-up comedy? And not to mention, if you're a fan of the UFC, this is another reason why you have to come out and see one of the live events. Is as badass as Bruce Buffer sounds, for those of you who don't watch, he does all the intros for the fighters. As badass as that guy sounds on TV, there's nothing like seeing that guy live. He is unfucking believable. He was so good. I was sitting there, Doug Benson. He was actually there, not to name drop a bunch of comics, but we just started laughing. He was so good, and we were just laughing at like the intros. Like the average intro that you get at like a college gig. You're a comedian. He's been on Comedy Central and David Letterman. His name is Bill Burr, and here he is. That's what you'll get at like a college. Or you go to a comedy club, it's a little more professional. They'll be like, hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Punchline in Atlanta. How's everybody doing tonight? Yay! Oh, come on, you guys can do better than that. It's Friday night. I said, how's everybody? Yeah! That's the best we get. Dude, Bruce Buffer. I don't even want to try and imitate. I'm going to embarrass myself, but he's just like, he just comes out. He has this sound, Ladies and gentlemen, it is time! And everybody's just like, what the f-? You're just fucking looking at the ring. Fighting! And he just fucking, he just goes right through their credits. He's fucking pointing at him in every fucking thing that they've done in his career. He's like enunciating. He's getting his body into it. The fucking fighters are bouncing on either foot. I got amped up. I'm not even fighting. I'm sitting out in the fucking crowd. For half a second, I thought I knew how to fight. It was unbelievable. I thought I had a belt in something. It was the shit. And then, like, every fight I saw was great. The second I walked in, I saw, I think I saw 6 fights. 5 of them either ended in knockout or TKO. And I'm so bad with the names. What's his face? Was it Vanderlei Silva? He got knocked out by this dude with red hair in 27 fucking seconds. And after the dude with the red hair knocked him out, or dyed red hair, he's a spy in my world. He fucking knocks this guy out. And if you see the look on his face when he was flexing after he did it, it was one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen in my life. Once again, you just look at the guy, and as every guy always thinks, every guy has a nightmare of could I survive in prison. That guy does not have that nightmare. That dude, unrapeable. That's the highest level belt that you can get in martial arts. Oh, speaking of which, somebody knocked out somebody. I don't know I can't remember. They started to blend together. And at the end of the fight, after he won, he got his blue belt. He said, yeah, I just got my blue belt in whatever discipline. And I was laughing, going like, something like, that's legitimately earning a blue belt as opposed to the blue belt that you get as a fucking accountant rolling around on some mat in a goddamn strip mall. This guy fucking just fought on pay-per-view and got a blue belt. Not even a black belt. I don't know. It was unbelievable. It was just an amazing thing. And I want to thank Joe Rogan once again for totally hooking me up. I'll thank him from Jim Norton, Club Soda Kenny, and everybody else that came out. It was awesome, man. It was awesome. And then seeing Rogan come in, he's so fucking ridiculously good at it. Asks all the questions, you want to hear the answers to, and it was great. The only other fight I had ever been to, I went to a Miguel Cotto fight at Madison Square Garden, and it was a non-title thing, and I didn't know a lot of the guys underneath, and Michael Buffer wasn't doing the announcements, so they just had one of those old guys. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to world famous Madison Square Garden. Back in the day, amazing fights used to happen here, but tonight you will not see those. A non-titled event. It was awesome, man. It was so I highly recommend it. If you haven't gotten the pay-per-view, definitely check it out. Even though I kind of ruined what a couple I told, I guess I gave the results of a few of them. I really am a dope. Well, fuck you. The air conditioning's not on here. So, anyways. How far into this podcast am I? Recently, my girl took me to a street fair, right? They close off the block, right? They close off the block. There's like shawarma. There's like shit made out of buttons, right? People with no teeth are making keychains, It's a typical girlfriend idea. It sucks, and it's going to take all Saturday, right? I literally walked like 2-3 tables away, and there's this lady standing there with this big table and nothing but muffins, right? She's got this big stupid, look at the muffins I made. Look at her face. And the second I saw that shit, that part of my brain was just like, dude, what would happen if you just came up and just said, hey, lady, are these your muffins? Oh, yeah? And just started going fucking whack, 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 whack. Like, how many of these muffins could I mush before anybody did anything? I mean, realistically, I think I could have got the whole table. Because even if you saw me doing that shit, it would take at least 5 to 6 seconds to process. Like, did they say you could do that? Is it like a game? Do you eat the muffin off your fist? That just seems like a waste of pastry. Dude, there's no security and shit like that. There's no dude standing there. He's mushing the muffins. Okay, I'm on it. Sir, we're going to have to ask you to leave. So I just started thinking of the horrified, fucked up look in this lady's face as I started slamming these muffins. And out of nowhere, I just started laughing like a maniac. I'm like slumped over this fried dough cart. I'm dying. My girl looks at me, she's like, what the hell are you laughing at? And like an idiot, I actually tried to explain this fucked up thought to her. Like she was gonna get it on some level, right? I'm just sitting there like, I was just thinking, what if I started punching the muffins? You know what I mean? I just started punching them. And she's just looking at me like, why do I go out with you? All right, I'm out of time. You guys were awesome. Thank you so much. Did you guys see the beatdown at McDonald's where that dude was standing there and these two ladies came into the McDonald's? It's the one right down there on, you get off the West 4th Street, E-Train, right there down in the Village. 2 blocks over, Joe's Pizza. That's a good slice of pizza. Right as you come out of there, Spike Lee's probably filming people playing basketball and handball, going, yo, this is New York City. Right? I trashed him on Twitter yesterday. He was talking shit about my Boston Celtics. So I said something, but I kept it funny, hoping that he would still put me in one of his movies, and I could either play a complete nerdy white guy who doesn't understand black people or an over-the-top racist. Anyways, I give a fuck. Get me in a movie. I'll do it. So anyways, at McDonald's down there. So these two ladies, they walk into the McDonald's, okay, and they try and buy a goddamn Big Mac and a Happy Meal, and they throw a $50 bill on the counter. Right there. Major red flag. Who the fuck pays for McDonald's with a $50 bill? Who even has $50 and is going to go into McDonald's? Nobody. There's not been a $50 bill in McDonald's since they started that fucking place. So these ladies try to pass this 50, and the guy behind the counter, he starts looking at the 50, and he's like, excuse me, ladies, I don't think that this is real. So they go, listen, motherfucker, you better give us a goddamn fish fillet and whatever, quarter pounder with cheese, and give us our fucking change, or we're going to fuck you up. And he said, I don't think so. And then this girl just hauls off and slaps the guy. Slaps him, and then the other one, and then she climbs up over the counter. Now the other one just starts just really slowly just walking around the counter like, well, I guess we got to fuck this guy up. This is what we do. And the guy backs up into the fryer-later area, and I don't know where the fuck he found this goddamn lead pipe. It was like a cartoon, like in the cartoons when Bugs Bunny would just sort of, he'd be standing sideways. You'd just have a side view, and he'd have a problem, and he would just turn to the blind side, and all of a sudden he'd have a giant hammer, and he'd hit Elmer Fudd over the head, and you'd be like, where the fuck did that come from?
Was that leaning up against his right rabbit leg and I didn't see it? How did Elmer Fudd not fucking see it? Huh? With that gigantic head of his. How did he not view that as a threat? This guy did the real-life version of that. He was backing up, and he was next to some French fries, and next thing you know, he's got this lead pipe. Ugh. And he just fucking starts wearing these girls out with it. Bam, bam, bam. I got to give it up to those girls. They took a good 3-4 each, and then they disappeared under the counter. And he just keeps fucking hitting them. Bam, bam, bam. And this lady's going, stop it, stop it, stop it. And he just keeps fucking going. Like this bitch is screaming. It's like those little doggy toys. You know those little doggy toys that squeak that, you know, they make those little noises. You know why dogs get so excited? Because it sounds like a fucking animal dying. And it taps into their wild animal side. So this bitch is thinking she's helping shit. She should have been like, excuse me, is that something you really want to do? Instead, she's going, stop it, stop it. And this guy's, he won't stop hitting him. Will not stop fucking hitting him. All right? So, you know how this shit works. Fucking two ladies attack a guy. Doesn't make a difference. They can sit there and slap you around like you're a fucking cartoon. You're supposed to be like, they're women. I need to respect them. This guy said, fuck that. Fuck that. And like Bugs Bunny turned to the side, and there was this magic lead pipe, and he fucking kicked the shit out of both of them. So, of course, he gets arrested for assault. And I got to admit, I was totally supporting what he was doing through the first 37 hits. It's the last 19 that I'm just like, all right, okay. Neil was saying he actually was like that dude in Drive when he stomped that guy's head in the elevator. He kind of went to that level. But at the end of the day, I'm like, well, that's why you don't go around slapping people in the fucking face, because they might have gone to magician school and they know how to magically have a fucking goddamn lead pipe out of nowhere. All right, so this guy's going to trial, and I'm thinking there's no fucking way. Then you find out this dude actually has a record. This guy went to jail for manslaughter. All right? And he got out. And there's only two places that you can get a job after you've gone to jail for manslaughter. You can either get into show business or you can work at McDonald's. All right? You can't get a job at fucking Macy's. There is a glass ceiling. When you go to jail for fucking manslaughter, that's it. Unless your dad owns a company, you can get into sales. You can sell somebody a fucking piece of shit car, but you're not selling a Mercedes. You're going to be at Sam's Hot Car Lot down the street, right? Reservoir Dogs, anybody? That's why right there, okay, before I even continue talking about this story, that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is why you don't walk around slapping perfect strangers in the face. It's because you don't know their backstory. You don't know what they've done. You don't know what they're capable of doing. This is a guy who already took somebody's life, and you're looking at him like, oh, hey, what's up there, Mick French Fry guy? Take this 50 or I'm going to slap the shit out of you, and you don't realize that this guy has been in fucking prison. All right? He probably knows how to turn that piece of paper with Ulysses S. Grant, turn that into a fucking shank somehow. He figured out how to fucking do it. You know what I mean? So, these two ladies get an unbelievable life lesson in why you can't walk around acting like you're some action hero in real life. So anyway, so it goes to trial, and I can't fucking believe it. I'm like, there's no way this guy's not getting convicted. He's a guy. He beat down two women with a fucking pipe. He went above and beyond with this shit, and he has a record. It's fucking over. Right? It's over. He's not rich. You know? It's over. This guy is going to jail. I can't fucking believe it. He got off. The guy got acquitted. So for once on the podcast, I'm actually happy. And I can tell you this. If they convicted him of a lesser charge because he just kept hitting them, I wouldn't have been mad, because I would have been like, dude, they were down. They were fucking down, and they were down, and then they were part of the tile, and you were still fucking hitting them. We have this clip, by the way, on the MM podcast page has now been turned over. The new fan page is just BillBurr.com. You just go to my podcast page. And anyways, we'll have the video up there and all that shit. So anyway, he got off, and they charged the women with shit, and I don't think that they're getting off. They'll probably get lesser because they're women. You know what I mean? And that's just, women always get less time, it seems. You know? Because at the end of the day, the judge thinks, well, maybe if I give them a little less time, they'll come over here and blow me under my robe. I don't know what the deal is.
Have you guys seen this YouTube video? My name is John Dacre. You got to watch this thing. I apologize because it's going to be in your fucking head for the rest of time. I'll post the video to my Twitter account. He's singing Amore, and he can't remember how to sing.
That's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-ling, ting-a-ling-ling, as a bell ring, more.
I can't stop watching this guy. This guy, I swear to God, I think it's his first TV gig. Somebody was sick, I think they say at the beginning, so this guy fills in, and if you look at him, he's literally having an out-of-body experience. So it's so funny to me because I can relate to this person, because the first time I did stand-up, I felt like I was watching myself. I fucked everything up. And this guy, just the way he says his name, it's almost, he says like, my name is John Dacre. It's like he was out. I think that might be my favorite part of the video is when this fucking guy just, the way he says his own name. He didn't say, my name's John Dacre. He goes, my name's John Dacre. I did it right the first time, and I just fucked it up. You got to hear this. You got to hear this fucking guy. He says he's singing all these Jesus songs. Hang on.
My name is John Dacre.
That's the funniest shit ever. My name's John Dacre. It's like he's watching his life. Like he already died. And then he came back. And he just got to... Like first time he ever realized, my name is John Dacre. That's my fucking name, and this is my life, and I'm on TV, and I'm going to sing this song. This is what I did with my life. You look at the guy, fucking poor bastard. Anyways, it's Daker. If you're just listening now and you want to fucking watch it at work. Oh my God, listen to him sing Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Sons of men and angels say hallelujah. Your voice in triumph high, hallelujah.
Fucking guy. Oh, damn it for the grace of God. This fucking guy would be the most interesting interview ever. Just like, he's one of the most fascinating people I've ever seen. Like, what is going on in between those fucking ears right now? I think if you could make a show about his fucking thoughts, you know, all these fucking movies. Oh, it's, yeah, you know, they show the movie, but it's done in reverse, and then they try to fucking flip you out. Nothing Pink Floyd could ever fucking write can match what's going on in this guy's head. Highly recommended. All right, let's read some a little bit of advertising here. Bells will ring, ring-a-ding-a-ding, that's amore. Where the fuck is the goddamn... My name is John Dacre. All right, Captain America, everybody. Hey, Billy Bruce Banner. I don't imagine you're spending your free time reading comic books. Yeah, I can't get into them. I really like the way they're drawn, though. And I also, like, the superheroes always have, like, they have, like, the hottest girlfriends, at least the ones that I read. Spider-Man's girlfriend was fucking ridiculous. Jesus Christ, the fucking titties, ass, and legs. I mean, she was fucking amazing. Beautiful goddamn woman. That's why I don't like the movies, you know what I mean? Because nowadays, they got to make sure they can't go too fucking pretty now, or else all the fatties get fucking upset. Yeah, that's an impossible image. I go to the fucking gym. Do I fucking cry when Brad Pitt takes his shirt off? Maybe I do, but I don't tweet about it. All right, I don't imagine you spending your free time reading comic books, Bill, but I thought I'd share some news with you, man. It was revealed months back. The Captain America was actually a Hydra spy all these years. Hydra is basically the Nazis. What? All right. It was assumed that they would write it in that he wasn't actually a spy this whole time, but was pretending to be. Well, this month they decided to make it so that Captain America is and has always been a bad guy. The story elements they are adding are trash, so it's not even a cool twist. Is there anything better? Is there anything better than the pissed off comic book reader with the direction they're taking the story? You like that fucking Dolores Claiborne, whatever the fucking name is, Misery, whatever the hell her name was. This isn't how it should end. What else are they supposed to do? He's been a good guy for 100 fucking years, and I'm gonna tell you right now, you fucking comic. Am I even gonna read the rest of this? You guys have, out of respect, I'll read the last few sentences here. He goes, "I'm not a staunch Republican." Where the fuck did my screen go? "I'm not a staunch Republican or a wild Southerner. I'm just a guy who is tired of this self-hating trend. What's with people hating traditions so much that they can't stand a hero just being a hero?" Oh, I see. You went in a different direction. This is good why I read it. Okay. "I think you'd like some of the newer comic titles. Pictures and words and some good stories. Makes for an easy, stimulating read. Just don't read Captain America. Love you. Love Nia. Congrats on the little lady." Thank you. Sir, what you're dealing with here is money. That's why they're doing it. They have exhausted every fucking possible storyline. You know what I mean? Like, you remember the Brady Bunch when they had to bring in Oliver, right? Remember Happy Days? Like, after a while, like Ron Howard, he just left. It's just like, there's nothing left to do with this character. I'm out of here. And all of a sudden, Fonzie started wearing suits. He was teaching a mechanic class. He became a teacher. This fucking hooligan riding a motorcycle. Next thing you know, he's pulling up in a station wagon, teaching this fucking guy with blonde hair how to fucking tune a carburetor. He's actually helping them with their problems. All of a sudden, it became like Welcome Back, Kotter. It's because they were out of ideas. It had run its course. And I hate to tell you this, but Captain America has run its fucking course. All right? They're going to get themselves out of this. All right? They'll do the classic thing that, it wasn't actually the real Captain America. It was fucking somebody else. But the thing is, dude, who you should really blame is Al Gore. He's the reason that this is all going down, because as we all know, Al Gore invented the internet. He said it himself. He said it himself, and he said it again. All right, the man invented the internet, and the internet, gave birth to fucking Napster, which gave birth to all of these things where people could watch movies and shit for free, right? Napster obviously was music, but the other shit. People go on Pirate Bay, they just watch all these movies for free. So what happened was that killed the fucking $30 million to $70 million movies. Like, they just went away. So then everything became either super fucking cheap or a $100 million superhero fucking movie where it's like, all right, we're going to just spend all this money and people are going to go because they're going to want to see special effects at the movie screen. That's what happened. So, and they made 9,000 of these fucking movies, and there's nowhere else to go with them. I think they made a couple of Captain America movies, didn't they? I don't fucking know. But now what they're going to do is they're going to set this up that now this guy is actually a fucking Nazi, and who was doing all this great stuff in America. I don't understand. He was like saving children while spying on us. I don't know. They're somehow going to try to explain all of that shit. I have no idea. But eventually he's going to fight Batman. All right? We all know that Batman has one professional fight under his belt, and he's 0 for 1. Right? He lost to Superman. So before he gets another shot at the title, I think he has to fight somebody else. Who's he going to fight? It can't be Lex Luthor and fucking the octopus guy. I mean, those guys, they're played out. All right, they're all punch drunk. Spider-Man's been fucking them up for years. They need somebody new, so this is the only way to go. All right? I would be surprised if Vince McMahon does not sue them for this storyline, because he did this with Hulk Hogan like 50 times. You knew Hulk Hogan was you knew when he was the bad guy I loved, because he would dye the side of his beard. He would dye that fucking black, and then he would have the fucking blonde mustache, which, by the way, I thought looked really cool. He had a great fucking Fu Manchu. He still does. Do you ever see a guy go bald more gracefully than that? He just kept pushing it back like Richard Rawlings, and every time he did it, it was a little further back, Then he started wearing the scarves. It always come off, and he, I don't know, tanned his head up. He looked great.
Yeah, it was fucking raining out. This is one thing I've learned, that when you go to a football game and you're dealing with the elements, This is the more of a douchebag you look like, the warmer you're going to be. All right, I saw the rain, and I said, fuck this. And we went right to Dick's Sporting Good, and I'm like, I'm buying that fucking, I'm going to buy a raincoat with the matching raincoat slacks. I don't give a fuck. I bought a pair of wool socks, and I was good to go. So I'm with Verzi, and, you know, they only had like 2 raincoats left, and they were the exact same color. This fucking grape slush puppy purple. So we both have matching extra large fucking we got the jackets and the pants like we're working at a fucking airport, and we're bringing in the fucking Soul plane, right? That was a purple airplane, right? That's what we look like. So we show up to the game, right? Neither one of us is comfortable because neither one of us is a Jets or a Bills fan, so we're in enemy territory, and it's fucking drizzling out. It's fucking cold. So I proceed to put on this Barney the Dinosaur outfit, right? And right off the bat, Verzi starts punking out, going, "Man, I'm just gonna wear the top. I'm just gonna wear the top." Trying to act like it's not raining out that bad. The reality is he didn't want to go through the hazing that he would have to if the two of us walked in with our purple on purple fucking raincoats times 2. We would have got a ton of shit, and I was prepared to take it. I had a whole fucking silly walk I was going to be doing. I don't give a fuck. So he punked out. So we end up walking in, but my head's cold, right? All I have is a baseball cap on. So I'm like, fuck, I got to buy a hat. Can I buy a Bills? Who gives a fuck? They're in last place. Maybe I'll buy a Bills hat. And then I saw this one with the Patriot logo on it. I said, fuck it, I'll get that one. So I put that one on. I'm nice and warm. We go to Will Call. We pick up our tickets. We go into that high school football stadium that they have out there that I actually love. Looks like an old school football stadium. You know what I like about that football stadium? That's about the size of a football stadium that holds real fans. You know what I mean? All these new ones that hold like 100,000 fucking people, that's all the bandwagon shitheads. You know, when you're 0-4, the real fucking fans show up, or 0-3, right? So we walk into the goddamn stadium. We're loving life, right? I'm already laughing at Verzi because I know damn well what's going to happen. He's going to walk out there. There's going to be some shitty little plastic seat that's going to be covered in fucking water, and the only way he's going to be able to absorb it is through his goddamn jeans and his fucking BVDs. And then he's going to be sitting there with a wrinkled-up nutsack that's going to be getting hypothermia by second quarter. Why do I know this? Because I've been there. So we get a couple of beers. We get this fucking beef on a stick or whatever the fuck they call it. We're good to go. We go in there, sit down. He sits basically down in a fucking puddle. He tried to stick a newspaper down, which is very absorbent. And I don't know, we sat there, and I had hope for about 8 seconds in that game, and the Jets came down and they just kicked the shit out of him. Christ, they kicked the shit out of him! And it was just over. So immediately, our solution is just to start drinking the way we drank at the Masters. We're like, fuck it, let's get going here, right? So we're making trip after trip, and all of a sudden, I got to take a piss, right? So I go, and I'm standing in line. And all of a sudden, this fucking 6'5", goofy-looking jackass. One of those guys who's like 6'5", but you still think you can take him because he's just covered in baby fat. You know, he's got a couple of whiskers on his chin, and his cheeks are rosier than Saint Nick, right? He's got this jersey on and this big, stupid, I'm a Buffalo Bills fan with the horns on it and stuff. You know, he's the wacky guy. So I'm not even thinking shit, right? This is Bills Jets. I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm not talking any shit. I'm fine. I forgot I was wearing my Patriots hat. And all of a sudden, this big, goofy jackass starts going, what's what you had? Were you a Patriots fan? You like the Rats? We got a rat over here, the Rats. He likes the fucking Rats. And this shit, right? And I'm like, yeah, you know, whatever. He starts giving me shit. I start giving him shit back. And then the weirdest fucking thing happened. By the time I get in to the actual men's room, I've given these people so much fucking shit that actually there's Bills and Jets fans at a Bills and Jets game. They're playing each other. They stopped giving each other shit, and they teamed up together and started giving me shit, right? And then I just said, I don't know what I was thinking. I felt like I was on stage because it was like a crowd. I wasn't thinking like, hey, you know what, Bill? You really haven't had a fight outside of your family since maybe playing fucking street hockey in the 6th grade. I didn't give a fuck. I'm in a goddamn bathroom waiting to take a piss in a goddamn trough, by the way. And And then they just started giving, fucking, this one dude starts going, Tom Brady sucks dick. He sucks dick. And he's like miming it like ridiculously well. So I'm like, hey, buddy, you do that real well. He goes, I learned it by watching Tom Brady. I'm like, oh, yeah, did you rent that porno, you fucking fag? Gets a little uglier. Then this other dude, what the fuck I can't remember what the hell he was saying to me. And I just said, look, I'm sorry you guys have never won a Super Bowl. Then the Jets fan pipes in. I go, do you realize the last time you guys won a Super Bowl, Charlie Chaplin was still alive? Do you understand that? Do you know what cars look like the last time you won, you fucking morons? And then this other guy, I go, dude, we've won 3 Super Bowls. I'm sorry, right? And then the guy goes, well, you didn't play in the games. I go, neither did you. Then he's just standing there with this dumb look on his face. I go, that's right. Keep staring forward. You got nothing. Forgetting that I don't know how to fight. So all of a sudden, it's my turn to piss. I take my dick out. I'm ready to piss. And one of these fucking pussies pushed me in the back, hoping that I was pissing at the time. Fortunately, I wasn't. So I turn around. I put my dick away because I'm a gentleman. I said, I go, is that how you guys do it out here? Really? I go, which one of you guys pushed me? Like I'm fucking Jackie Chan. And for some reason, none of them said anything. I don't know if it was my purple on purple raincoat or the look of fire in my eye, but I'm a fucking 42-year-old balding redhead talking shit in there, and none of them said anything. So now it's kind of funny to me. I felt like I was in like the World Series of Poker, and I went all in, and I didn't have a hand whatsoever. So I don't know who the fuck pushed me, but that's what, come on. Bitchiest move of the fucking week. How do you do that? How do you push another man when he's got his goddamn dick out trying to piss into a fucking trough? How do you get lower than that? Do you guys have any ideas? How do you get lower than that? So then, after none of them said anything, I go back and I start taking a piss. And then that other dude who was miming somebody sucking a dick unbelievably well, right? He's next to me with one of those stupid hats that has the toggles on the side. And he's still trying to give me shit. And I'm going, go fuck yourself. And then he just starts screaming over and over again. Are you looking at my dick? Are you looking at my dick? Like maniacally, like 5 times. I just sort of stared at him like, why do you keep going this gay angle? Like, why is there always, I don't know. I think he was one of those guys, he was kind of in the closet, and then, so he just goes to football games, and he gets really drunk, trying to just kill the feelings. I think he liked me, is what I'm saying. So if he's listening to this, I'm sorry, I'm spoken for. You fucking pansy. You fucking believe that? First of all, what's wrong with me? I really replayed all of that in my head, because once I got out of there, I was like, I really started thinking, like, what did you think you were going to do in there? They're not Clint Eastwood, yet saying things Clint Eastwood would say? What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't know if I've said this before in a podcast. A public bathroom is the worst fucking place to ever get into a fight. There is nothing soft. Everything is porcelain, pipes, that concrete floor, and then it has a mist of piss and shit. It's just it's the worst place ever. Not to mention it usually starts evidently when one person has begun the pissing process. So, older, little bit wiser. So then I'm standing in line to go get some more alcohol because God knows that's what you need after an incident like that. And I was just kind of just sitting there thinking like, all right, now how should I have played that? It should have ended when the dude with the water buffalo hat started giving me shit. What I should have done was roll with it. You like the Patriots? I should have been like, yeah, you guys scored 30 on us last week, man. You guys look great, man. I bet the Jets. I bet against the Jets. I hope you guys. I should have just ended it with that. Ended it. I should have extended an olive branch. That's what I should have done. In the future, that's what the fuck I'm gonna do. Because that was a potentially ugly situation, but fortunately, I think the people who were doing it, had jobs, and no one wanted to get sued, and no one was willing to take it to that level. And when I say fortunately, I mean for me and my face. Oh, do you know how bad that would have been to get stomped in that fucking purple on purple raincoat? Laying there with my dirty fucking Patriots hat. And my team wasn't even playing. I would have lost the lawsuit. They would have been like, let me get this straight. You're a Patriots fan. You wear a Patriots hat to a Bills-Jets game, and you somehow managed to get the shit kicked out of you? What the fuck did you say? You know, that's one of the great things about being a guy is you actually have to take responsibility for your actions. See, a woman would be like, there's no excuse. There's no reason. I don't care what happened. You don't hit a girl, which is true. You don't hit a fucking girl. But there's no learning in that. There's no lesson. You know? Even my best friends would have been like, yeah, those guys are fucking assholes. But, you know, there would have been an awkward pause. And would have been like, dude, what the fuck are you talking shit for? By yourself at a game when your team isn't even fucking playing. What's wrong with you? You're 42 years old. Get your shit together. And they would have been right. All right, overrated. Relationships. Do I really want to read this one with you? He's here. Can you come near the microphone and be a friggin' professional in this unprofessional show?
I know, you're just sitting
Why
there with no
are you
furniture.
wearing moccasins?
They're my slippers.
They're moccasins.
Yeah, moccasin slippers.
Woo!
not
Hiya,
bad.
hiya, hiya. You got a little
Nothing wrong.
Indian blood in you, don't you?
I don't.
Yes, you
really.
do.
I have like one
Let me.
16th.
What do you got? Black feet in
something.
you? You get it? Nothing? I get nothing on that?
That was stupid.
You know what?
What?
Go fuck yourself. Here we go. Relationships. So, sure, they can be good, but are they ever great? Every married guy I know reminisces about his days as a single man. Married guys warn single guys not to get into relationships. They warn guys with girlfriends to never, under any circumstances, get married. This is all true. When you're single, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Whatever you want without first... wait a minute. Let me get this closer. Without first filtering your decisions through the desires of a chick who probably doesn't even know what she wants most of the time and is motivated by the worldview of Sex in the City.
Wow, this person sounds like a real prize.
No, but this is true, though. This isn't all women. A lot of women are fucking idiots, just like guys. Wouldn't you say most guys are fucking idiots?
I would, actually.
And aren't most people fucking idiots? Listen, we're all rapeable. But when we're talking...
All I know is that no one is unrapeable. All right,
Okay.
let's continue.
Okay. And I am as exotic as a grilled cheese sandwich. I think that might be an instant classic. There wasn't even tomato in that sandwich, was there? Even when the chicks get what they think they want, they're usually still miserable. That's how stupid most of them are. All right, now he's in my school. He's in my quad. I like this guy. You're never going to make them happy, so why even try? Not being constrained by a relationship is one of the greatest things of all time. It's a man's world. Women need men more than men need women. Most men can thrive alone. Most women can't. He's young. You can tell he's young. He hasn't, like, women are still looking at him.
He's a fucking idiot is what he is.
No, he isn't. He's learning. I was this guy. Then you realize at some point you're old and women don't care anymore, so you got to grab one and just hang on to him and drag him down with you. Most women can't. Ask any honest bisexual girl, and she'll tell you that she wants to end up with a man. Jesus, this guy just keeps... Every time I think he's gone as far as he's going to go, he keeps going. I love him. Enjoy being single. Unless you're a total fucking failure of a man, you'll almost always be able to get a girlfriend if you really want one. Realize, if you're past a certain age, dude, there's a certain amount of money you have to be making for that to continue to happen. And there's a fucking sadness to that life that I can't even begin to describe. Realize what a blessing your freedom is and never allow desperation to put you in chains. He's making some good points here. He definitely has some issues with women.
Some issues with women?
There's a lot of truth in that, Nia.
Enjoy dying alone, asshole.
Hey.
Well?
Listen, basically what you just said was that you're a dumb girl.
Why?
Because that's what he was attacking.
What do you mean? So
Is your world? Oh, we were almost out without an argument.
Why am I dumb?
Because he's attacking women whose worldview comes from Sex in the City.
Okay.
So somehow you got offended by that.
First of all, he's not just attacking women whose worldview is Sex in the City.
I think he is.
He's attacking all women. Read what he said.
Oh, I know. He was just
He
being.
didn't say some women.
He was
said
just being
all of
silly.
them.
He was just being silly.
No.
You're right.
So
You're right.
Fuck that shit. Fuck it.
Look,
Fuck you.
No, his mother never hugged him. He's got issues.
That's not our fault.
What do you mean? Don't drag me into this. I relate to this guy.
I'm saying our as women. I'm speaking as women.
Well, why don't you just speak for yourself, you fucking delusional jackass? Who elected you?
You did. I'm sitting here, aren't I?
Well, I didn't say to represent all women's.
I'm not representing all women's, but I think I can say with
Underwears.
some clarity that most smart women who see this would be like, "Oh, fuck yourself, you douche."
All right. Well,
also, can I just make a comment about the whole married versus unmarried thing? The grass is always greener on the other side. Single people who are alone look at couples and they get a little twinge of like, oh, that's nice. I wish I had somebody to come home to at night that has my back no matter what. That's what you're missing, you short-sighted moron, is that you've got somebody who's there with you, who's going to take care of you, who's going to love you and protect you and have your back. It's not just about like being with someone just to be with someone.
We got it. Listen. How do you?
Why can't I respond to this person in the way that I want to?
Because you're being mean. This podcast.
I'm being
this
mean.
podcast.
This email is ridiculous.
This guy's crying out for help.
Whatever. Fine. Go on.
This podcast is not about being mean and taking shots at people who can't defend themselves.
I thought that's exactly what it was.
Took you long enough to figure that out. All right. No, but there's a great truth in what he's saying here is that a lot of people just jump in a relationship, and it's like relationships are fucking difficult.
Yes.
Okay? So you better pick the right person or you're going to be fucking miserable. So you are better off to be single and lonely rather than just being in some shit so you got somebody to fucking make brownies with. That's what he was trying to say.
Yeah,
all right?
That's true, but he didn't say that. He ended up saying that most chicks are going to be miserable anyway, and they all have this stupid worldview.
That's true. Most women are going to be miserable, and they're never going to be fucking happy. Okay?
And what are you basing this on?
You know something? You guys always say a good man is hard to find. That works both fucking ways.
I understand.
Well,
that.
then this is what. Well, this motherfucker hasn't found the one yet. So he's dating a bunch
he's
of.
lashing out at everybody because he can't seem to figure out how to make a relationship work, and he can't find the value in the relationship. So automatically, it's not valuable.
First of all, the only person lashing out is you right now.
Well, I'm annoyed at
completely
this.
lost your temper. There's a guy here. He writes in. He's looking for a little bit of goddamn guidance.
No,
he wants some advice.
For your approval. That's what
He got it. He's fucking hilarious.
To listen on Spotify, click the link below.
Hey, by the way, I was just going to ask you something.
Okay.
What were we just talking? I have no memory anymore. What were we just talking about?
You think you were the one smoking pot?
I know. Oh, don't even get them going. No, you know what? I only got like 10 emails, and I know there's a ton of people who smoke weed who listen to this. So most people followed the rules, which was was basically don't take the podcast seriously, don't name any names, all of that shit.
Yeah.
But no, I had a bunch of people. They thought I was on some self-righteous thing because I haven't drank since October, even though I'm a self-admitted booze bag. And even though I said on the podcast, there's nothing wrong with smoking weed. I don't give a shit if you smoke more of it. Right. But my point is, stop acting like it's this, like, what is the fucking word?
Harmless.
Not harmless, just like there's no side effects. Like
right.
There's all this. There's like this is the shit that's out there about weed. That it's not addictive. I drive better when I'm on it.
How is that?
I don't know, dude. It's like everything's in focus, man. They hate that voice.
Hey, man.
Hey, man. You know, potheads, man. It's like when they drive down the street, man, it's just like not only are you focused on the road, you're taking in nature. Like all that shit and act like it's the answer to all the universe's fucking problems. That shit. That's all I was talking about. I understand that the same way someone can, enjoy getting fucked up, drinking booze, and not be an alcoholic, have it under control, but every once in a while, they go out and get ripped up on the weekend.
Right.
Yeah. It also has to do with your age, too. If you're in your fucking 20s, you're still getting blasted Friday, Saturday night, that's fine. But you just put the kids to bed and you're hitting a fucking bong every night. I mean, come on. You got an issue. I had this dude, right? And that's the thing. This is like, maybe I'm jealous as a fucking booze bag here. It's just, nobody gives, like, if you're fucking a pothead, people think it's funny.
Right.
There's just something that's considered funny about it. But like you watch like Intervention, okay? They have alcoholics, they have people on meth, cokeheads, heroin. They got everything. There's not been one fucking pothead.
Because they don't do anything exciting when they're high. When you're
is that what it is?
You don't do anything exciting. You sit around, you watch TV, you giggle, you eat.
Right. And then you know what happens?
You go to movies,
if you're not careful, 2.5 decades goes by,
right,
and you're in your early 40s
and you're
going,
still sitting on the couch.
Yeah, still watching fucking Snagglepuss, eating fucking Doritos. That's the thing.
Yeah,
that was a joke.
It's not nearly as dramatic and exciting as someone who's on meth.
There's no mothers against weed, man. And there's nobody, like when the cops pull you over, there's no weed breathalyzer. You can be fucking baked out of your mind. What can they do to you?
They don't have any kind of roadside test to see if you're stoned?
I remember they talked about doing something like that. But when they have those roadblocks set up at night, none of it's for weed. All it is for fucking booze.
Right.
Look, this is what kills me, okay? I got an email this week, all right? this guy tells me, he goes, first of all, Meanne, you should read. I just do it because it annoys the
I
shit
laugh
out of him.
every time at that. I think it's funny.
This guy goes, you should probably read up a little bit on weed, man, before you go off on it. And he said that I can smoke 3.5 grams of weed and be fully functional and drive a car or operate machinery.
What is I don't know.
I don't know. Look,
3.5 grams.
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
A joint?
Let's just say it is a joint, which
Okay.
I think it's a little more than that.
Okay.
All right. Let's just say it is that. You
Right.
smoke a joint, you're fucking high.
You're high.
Not fully functional. He's confusing his tolerance with being fully functional. Fully functional is getting 8 hours sleep. You wake up stone sober. And even if you want to get to the letter of the law, it's like 3 nights in a row of 8 hours sleep, just in case you only got 4 nights a few nights ago. For you to totally be 100%, you're eating healthy, that's fully functional. All right?
Yeah.
Smoking 3.5 grams of fucking weed, you're not fully functional.
Yeah,
You might have an
especially if you-
amazing tolerance, but you're not as good as the you at 0.0. That's what I'm saying. Or like this dude who sends me an email and he goes, yeah, people just, they definitely abuse weed. He goes, but they're not like me, where he goes, I just I pack a bowl every night before I go to bed, take a couple of puffs, and then I go to sleep. This dude does that every fucking night. Now,
What is the point of that? If you're just going to smoke and then go to sleep,
I might be ignorant,
is the
but to me
point?
it sounds like he's using it as like this sedative, like this
right? Like
sleep
instead
aid.
of Ambien or something, or maybe it's just his way to unwind. I don't know. That seems every night though.
Which is fine, but it goes back to my point where if I had a couple, I'd have to drink probably like a couple of beers to get like what probably feels like a couple of puffs of weed, right? Yes, no,
Yeah, I guess so.
okay. If I was doing that every night, if every night you was laying here in bed and I would go over here, hey man, just gonna have a couple of Budweisers, and I was sitting here with that fucking happy hat with the straws going in my mouth.
Yeah, I'd
Wouldn't
be
you-
like, why are you doing this every night?
Every night,
What's the matter with you?
365 fucking days a year.
I would say that to you if you were smoking weed every single night too. Why do you feel the need to smoke weed every single night?
Let me ask you this: what if I only, to argue the pothead side, what if I only had 2 beers?
Versus,
Every night. I didn't drink at all.
But-
On the weekends, I never got shit-faced. Just every night before I went to bed, I drank 2 beers.
I would think that was weird.
You think it was weird?
Yeah, yeah.
Why are you so uptight, man?
And I think smoking weed is great. I love to smoke weed. It's fun, but I think smoking every single day is a little excessive. And I feel like if you talk to anybody who used to smoke that frequently and who doesn't anymore, I think they will tell you that they probably feel more motivated or less depressed or something. It does have
Right.
effects on you.
Okay, that's all. I mean, I went over the top, as always, because that always shakes a few people out of the trees, and then they go, let me tell you something, and they fire up the emails, which fuels the podcast. Who's getting who? But, like, that's all I'm saying, is that the thing that I can't stand about fucking weed is that people act like there's no consequences to smoking it, and if anything, it expands your creativity and all that type of shit. I think it's like anything. Maybe initially it does, but after a while, or maybe if you do it within fucking reason, yes. But I've seen, up
well,
close
plenty of
and
artists
personal
get high and
with
stuff, I get it.
nameless fucking people. I've watched. I told that story of what's his face, who I'm not going to say who fucking hit the dude with the car at work because he thought he had it in neutral, but he had it in gear, and he hit the guy in the fucking head.
Yeah.
And
it
he's
was
still-
high.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
still, he's going, dude, the weed isn't the problem. And it's just, and he gets high every fucking day. I remember one time we went on a road trip, just to fuck with him, right? We were driving on this road trip, and he goes to, to break out his fucking shit, right? And we go, no, dude, you can't, it's a rental car, you can't smoke. And he goes, all right, well, pull over. Like, dude, we're not pulling over, and you're not smoking on this trip. Dude, the fucking panic that he went, he's like, dude, fucking let me out then. I'm done. I'm not going on this road trip. He absolutely lost his fucking shit. Like, and it'd be like, if somebody said I can't drink, if I wasn't driving, I couldn't drink in the car. Dude, don't drink and drive. I'd be like, all right, dude, yeah, you fucking goddamn Mary. Fine, I won't. But this guy was like, it was like he was having a physical he was a panic attack.
Right.
If he couldn't smoke his fucking weed. Now, I'm not saying everybody who smokes weed's like that, but what I'm saying is that shit is never fucking reported. The same way when I break your ovaries about the whole like the women image on TV, like they always showing you guys as victims or accomplishing stuff, but they never show the gold digging whore. See, I had you right then until I attacked women.
Yeah. I gotta go.
Oh, it was going good. All right. Well, thank you for stopping by the podcast.
Oh, sure, anytime.
Yeah, you can get ready when you have to get here.
Yeah,
closing
but I
the-
don't want to. Like I said, I don't want to distract you. And plus, you start
You
picking
heard?
on me.
Have you heard? That's the real reason. Stop
Yeah.
acting what I'm doing here is any sort of an art. All right. Well, have fun tonight, okay? All right. So back to the damn. So all right. So all you, not all you potheads, just the 10 that fucking wrote into me. Sorry, the electrolytes again. Yeah, I was breaking. Can any pothead out there just be fucking honest with that and at least admit that maybe it isn't you? That at least you've had a fucking friend of yours who, like, discovered weed, liked it, really liked it, and then it just became their motivation when they got up. All right? It's fucking unreal to me that the third week in the row on the podcast, I have to act like this person, exists to the world. Everybody knows this fucking guy. All right? But he's never talked about, and I want to know why none of these fucking burnouts are brought on to intervention. That's what I want him to see. Just some kid sitting there past, in a fucking weed fog, couple of hacky sacks in the background, his dirty surfer shorts, just fucking toasted out of his fucking mind, and that's all he's been doing for 5, 6 critical years in his 20s. Hasn't finished college. Wake and bake. That guy. Come on. Everybody, I'm sick of it. All that horse shit. It comes from the ground, man. It's fucking annoying. It's fucking annoying. But whatever. I guess I'm becoming too prudish on this podcast. This guy writes, "Hey, Bill, what the fuck happened? You bashing hot sluts on South Beach last week? You stopped drinking? You're talking shit about pot like you're fucking Alan Thicke." I didn't know. Does he talk shit about him? About pot, I mean? You know that life is a drag. For Christ's sake, you grew up in New England. You know what I'm talking about. 9 months of shitty weather. Your boss is a prick. All you have to look forward to is the weekend to let loose and unwind. Dude, I totally get that. I totally get that. I work for myself, and I still want to get bombed out of my fucking tree. He says, "Quit talking shit about pot, would you? Pussy, drugs, and alcohol are all good things. Take care, pal." Yeah, dude, I totally agree with that shit, but you know what I'm saying. First of all, if I go down to South Beach and all I do is talk about how hot the women are, that will be informative, that will be obvious, and that will be 1 minute of the podcast. Everybody knows they're hot down there. But if I talk to them, if I say that they're whores and they look like a bunch of goddamn prostitutes walking down the street, that gives me like 8 minutes of shit to go off on. All right? Jesus Christ, do I have to break down the whole process for you people? You haven't figured out. It's it's not a lot of levels to this podcast. You give me a topic, I fucking go off on it with very little knowledge. It annoys people who are informed on the subject, and then they send me emails in, and then I just yell at them, even if they've proven their point. That's basically it. Let's plow ahead. Oh, by the way, I've really pissed off a lot of potheads, evidently, on my podcast. They think that I am against smoking weed and that I'm trashing that whole fucking lifestyle. Why don't you guys go take another hit off your fucking blunt and fucking relax, all right? Just because I trashed that guy who was a pot smoker, I wasn't saying that weed was a bad thing, all right? At this point, with those vaporizers that they have, it's probably fucking 10 times healthier than sitting around drinking a 6-pack. I don't have a fucking problem. I wasn't talking about smoking weed. I was making fun of a loser. I was telling that woman that she was dating a fucking loser. All right? As a man, your job is to go out and fucking provide. And when somebody breaks into your house, not to shit yourself and to grab the nearest blunt object and fucking go Braveheart on them. That's what you're supposed to do. Me, I would shit myself, lock myself in the bathroom, and call 911, of course. But I can provide, goddammit. That's what I got a fucking pit bull for. Speaking of that, I watched No Country for Old Men again, man. What a fucking awesome movie that is. That is just an absolutely phenomenal fucking movie. It actually made me sad that we were in Final Descent. That's how good that goddamn movie is. But anyway, so just know that, potheads. I'm not making fun. If I make fun of some guy who's a booze bag fucking loser who's sitting around drinking beer all day on the couch, that doesn't mean that I don't think that anybody should drink. All right? So fucking relax. Jesus Christ, I thought you got mellow when you smoked weed. Anyways, let's plow ahead. Hey, potheads, can you guys basically just admit that you want weed to be free just so you can just sit around smoking it and not have to worry about anybody hassling you? To use a classic hippie word. Why can't you just admit that and stop telling me about, how the fucking Declaration of Independence was written on hemp and all these, I mean, Jesus Christ, you can make a potted plant out of an empty 40 ounce. I'm not going to sit there and act like I don't wish that I want to drink in public, right? Dude, my brain shut down 7 minutes ago. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. I need to start reading again. Advice. Dear Bill, I've got a few shitty things going on in my life right now that I need to vent about. Also, I would like to hear your advice. Okay, you guys don't need to have fucking intros like that. Just ask me the advice, because then I'll read them and sound like a shithead. First things first, I live in South Carolina, and I think you can guess that pretty much blows. I'm 22 years old, and I just graduated from college with a degree in psychology. My job outlook is pretty bleak right now, and I just got laid off from my shitty delivery job. Jesus Christ, what the fuck is going on in this country? This dude has a degree in psychology, and he's delivering fucking Entenmann's cakes to supermarkets. And he gets laid off. He goes, I must have applied for at least 30 jobs at this point, and I've stopped applying for the ones that I'm underqualified for. And I've started, sorry. And I'm still unemployed. I don't understand why the access of entry into the restaurant industry is so fucking high. I can't even get a job serving because they keep telling me we only hire people with 2 years of experience.
Yeah.
Well, it's the law. It's the laws of supply and demand. If we weren't in the middle of a recession, you could walk in there coming out of prison, and they'd let you work the goddamn mesquite grill. Yeah, I worked in a restaurant. There's a bunch of fucking drug addicts. It was such a good economy. It was like 1987. Wait a second, that was right after Black Monday. I don't know. Maybe it was the South. I have no idea. I worked at this place called the Sable Cafe in Cary, North Carolina, way back in the day. And we used to have this douche who came in. He was on work release. He was in prison, and they would let him out so he could wash dishes and work his way back. Not wash dishes. He actually worked the fucking cooking line. He was above me.
Right.
I was a busboy / grill chef / dishwasher because the restaurant was slowly going out of business. And
/ hottie.
As people gradually quit, they would just give me their jobs and an extra 50 cents an hour, and I was like, "Whoa, I'm raking in the dough," because I sucked at math. I didn't realize that they were paying me $3.50 an hour and a grill guy $5 an hour. So they went from paying $8.50 an hour for two guys to paying me $4 an hour for fucking. I'm a dumb fucking moron. So anyways, and then this douche used to come in, and I remember one time I came walking in the back, and I'm doing 3 fucking jobs. We were slammed, and I said, "Oh my God!" I go, "We're out of glasses." What the fuck? We're out of glasses. And then this guy in work release goes, "Well, why don't you wash some?" Ah, a novel idea. That's what he said. Like he was this fucking Renaissance man. Really? Really there, Shawshank? The fuck are you doing after work? Huh? Fucking carving a goddamn... Hey, watch all the steak knives. Make sure Cunty over here doesn't take them back with your felon beard. You're this stupid fucking Allman Brothers facial hair. I fucking cunt. It still bugs me because I didn't say anything to him. Because I got intimidated, even though I thought I could take the guy. But I was like, this guy's been in prison. You know? He's going to beat me up and then rape me. Fuck it. I think I'll wash some glasses. So anyways, he goes, if I can struggle through 4 years of school, then I think I can get the hang of slinging tater skins and onion rings in a few weeks. What is there to learn? This guy's trying to get a cooking job. Well,
a cooking job or a serving job?
Well, I thought he meant like being a waiter, but now it sounds like he's talking about actually cooking. Yeah, dude, you can't learn on the job at a restaurant.
No, you
do. Was that underdone? I'm sorry. They're not coming, really?
No, but he's talking about cooking. He's not, because I thought he said he was having a hard time getting a job as a server, because that you can learn in like 2 seconds.
No, that's what he said, but now all of a sudden he's talking about slinging tater skins and onion rings.
I think he just means serving it.
Slinging? Doesn't slinging mean...
Yeah, but didn't he say earlier that he was trying to get a job as a...
for 3 minutes, you're already disagreeing with me.
Didn't it say earlier that he was trying to get a job serving?
What is there to learning... Let me get back to this. What is there to learn in the second year of restaurant experience that you can't get in the first year or even the first 6 months? This I agree with. How in the hell am I supposed to get a job? I'm also being cut out from financial support of my family who helped put me through school. If I can't start paying bills, then I'm going to have to move back in with my parents in a shitty small town that is about an hour away from the city I live in. Job outlook there is even worse, and I would hate to move away from my friends and girlfriend. Me and my girl don't live together, but she's offered a lot of needed support, and most importantly, she supports me pursuing comedy. It's my dream to become a comedian, and I can only go so far while I live in South Carolina. No, it isn't.
That he can only go so far living in South Carolina as a
Yeah,
comedian?
the fuck. Oh, you become the next goddamn cable guy. Dude, there's people, I guarantee you, in South Carolina, there's a guy there who's the king of South Carolina, and we've never heard of him. Every state I've
But
been
he's
to.
huge there?
Yeah, and they
Right.
fucking make 6 figures a year. I understand what he's saying. Obviously, he doesn't want to be the king of South Carolina. He wants to get into movies and TVs, become a nationally headlining act. I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying, you can make fucking money there. There is money to be made with those drug fucking idiots there. All you got to do, just do a Ric Flair impression. That'll be your closing bit. You'll be fine. He lives out there. I would like to move to New York City, but won't be able to do that if I'm not able to save up money, and I definitely won't be able to do that anytime soon because I am awaiting a trial for a DUI I got back
This
in
story
January.
just keeps getting like unraveled
Yeah.
more and more. Every sentence becomes something else.
That's why country songs are so sad. These people live it. Living in South Carolina. I love my girl's vagina, and I can't get a job washing dishes.
Did you just rhyme
I
Carolina
got a
with
DUI,
vagina?
and I don't know why, because the cop was even drunker than me. And the song should be called I Know I'm Not Ric Flair. Because I know I ain't Ric Flair, and I know I don't bleach my hair, but I got a dream, and would you help me? Get your hand off your gun. I'm starting to get scared. That rhyme with hair? All right, go fuck yourselves. Anyways, the trial is this September, and if I lose my license, I will only be set further back from my goals. Yeah, you think? I am trying to... Not to mention, I'm growing weed in my apartment. It's a 1-bedroom with bay windows, and I think my neighbors are starting to catch on. I am trying to hone my skills
Did he say
here.
that?
No.
Oh.
Jesus. Somebody went out late last night. I'm trying to
I am
hone my
tired.
skills here, but I can't afford to keep driving to open mics that are at least an hour away across the state in North Carolina. By the way, I've stopped drinking irresponsibly, and I'm sorry that this email ran a little long. Respectfully, so-and-so. Gotta love how the politeness of the
I know.
South.
At least he's respectful.
Yeah, probably has one of those plantation Kentucky Fried Chicken ties on, holding onto his lapels.
That's
7 years old.
yeah. That's how they get you with the politeness.
They
down
get
there.
you with the politeness, and then
They do. That's the as someone who grew up in the South, I know.
Yeah, that's you know
They
what
got
that's
that
called.
whole
That's
Southern
called
hospitality,
yeah.
but it's masking so much.
Yeah, you know what that is? That's called the old. It's called the old Stonewall Jackson.
The old what?
The old Stonewall Jackson. He come in. Hey, I surely would like to help you. Don't you look pretty today? Wait, I ain't trying to be disrespectful. Right? And then you fucking turn the corner. Let me tell you something about that boy. That boy'd fuck a rock if he thought a snake was under it.
So what is he asking advice
He's
about?
asking me how the fuck he gets out of all this bad shit. All right, you live in South Carolina. Let's recap, shall we?
Yeah. Lives in
It
South
just
Carolina.
lives in South Carolina. Can't get a job slinging fucking tater tots to fucking fatties who are wearing overalls and somehow the crack of their ass is still hanging out of it. He got a DUI. He's going to have to move back home with his parents an hour away where the job shit is even worse than it is where he is right now. And Jesus Christ. And he wants to live his dream. I mean,
didn't he say
I only
something?
see one solution here other than hitting the lottery. You got to start dealing weed,
I mean, yeah.
right?
He's in South Carolina. Can't he grow some tobacco?
Yeah.
Or didn't he say something about being a psychology major or something? Aren't you supposed to do some sort of internship at a place
he doesn't-
after you do school, and
he
that's
doesn't
how
have
you
time for that.
get entry into a job?
He doesn't want to do that. This guy wants to be a comedian. So what
He
he
wants
needs,
to be a star.
yeah. So what he needs some sort of hustle to get him out of this shit. All right, dude. This will make you feel better. Guess what happened to me right before I became a stand-up comedian? I lost my license for drinking and driving. This is what you got to do, dude. You got to get through your DUI. And I don't know what to tell you, man. You got to somehow try and find a fucking job. Fuck. I lived at home with my parents. I had a day job, and then I did comedy at night, and I saved every fucking dime. I drove a piece of shit car, and when it died, rather than get a new one, I just had him throw a new engine in my old one. So I only went like $1,500 in debt rather than $15,000. That's what I did. So, listen, if you want to be a fucking comedian, you want it bad enough, you're going to figure out how to do it. You're in a hell of a situation there. You got to get a fucking job. Dude, I would take any fucking job you can take, landscaping, anything you can do. Get through this fucking DUI horseshit And despite the fact that you work all day, you still got to go out and you still have to do those open mics. You got to do it. And as hard as it's going to be, it's gonna make you tough. And that's what you got to be to make it in the world. You got to be tough. You got to get up. But you know what? You've been knocked on your ass. You're flat on the back, flat on your back, and you got to get up. Right? The ref's over you right now. 6, 7. Most people just lay there. I'm going to go fucking lay between my mom's titties and just say I quit in life. You're not going to do that, are you? You're going to pick yourself up. You should have seen the look she just gave me. Yeah, I'm trying to inspire him. This kid is in a fucking hole.
Yeah, but he can get out of it. He's got to suck it up.
How would you get out of
it?
How would you get out of it?
I would do like you said. I'd have to take any job that I could get. But I'm a female,
Subtext.
so maybe I could get... No! I was thinking babysitting, you pervert.
You'd whore yourself out.
No, I wouldn't.
Wah, 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 wah. My name is Nia, boo, 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 and I got some high heels. Do, 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 do. Who wants to fucking hit this? I want to be a comedian. Stand up right now. That was like a new bit. It bombed, and now I'm going to go to a proven joke that I've told 600 times and make it sound brand new. All right? Here we go. Advice. Bill, I recently got dumped by my girlfriend through behaving like an idiot. To be honest, in her shoes, I would have done the same thing, with the difference that I would have given me a second chance. For the record, no, I didn't cheat on her. Instead, I found myself getting quite broody. I think that means depressed. With all the heaviness that goes with that. Who knew that can happen to men too? I certainly didn't. What does broody mean? What does it mean to be brooding? Isn't that what What's-His-Face did in Rumblefish? Matt Dillon? Isn't that how he got all his acting work? They used to always say he had the brooding good looks. So what happened? You'd be in the apartment with your girlfriend. She'd be trying to talk to you, and you'd be leaned up against one wall, one foot on the floor, the other one up against the wall. And she'd be like, "What do you want for breakfast?" And then you just sort of look, you look to the side. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. Did you have a cigarette pack rolled up in your T-shirt? What the fuck is broody? I don't know what that is. Anyways, he goes, I believe I'm through that madness now, and yet while I was only with her for about 3 months, I miss her companionship terribly. I think he means he was depressed. Anyways, he goes, I sent her some flowers to say I was sorry, but she says she doesn't want to see or talk with me, although she says she will contact me in the future when some other heavy shit she's going through right now is over. I feel I owe the situation one last roll of the dice at the very least. Do you have any suggestions? Yeah, you guys need to not be near each other. All right? First of all, if you want her to call you back, don't call her. All right? Because you're going to sound even more brooding as you're standing there crying with a bouquet of flowers or whatever the fuck you're going through. And then this whole thing where she says she'll contact you in the future when some heavy shit she's going through right now is over with, I'm thinking of that movie Barfly. You guys both like alcoholics? What is the heavy shit she's got to get through? The fucking 12-pound meat hammer she's going to be riding tonight? I'm not trying to be a dick, but look, what you got to do right now, okay, if you're out there brooding and you're all depressed, you're probably not coming across as someone she wants to mate with who's going to bring her some strong offspring, okay, to get all Discovery Channel on you. So what you got to do is you got to show her that you're a man. So what you got to do is just let her go, all right? And start going to the fucking gym. All right, getting 8 hours sleep. You start eating right. You can make yourself look good. You make improvements in your own life. So the next time she sees you, if you run into her, you look great. All right? What was that fucking Rodney Dangerfield thing? What was that movie where they were doing the Cyrano de Bergerac shit? Remember that? Chico, tell her you're the man. Remember that? That's what you got to do. Next time she sees you, you're fucking confident. Nah, that's bad advice. What, are you going to pretend to be confident? I don't know. I'm just saying, you know what, dude? Focus on yourself. Get your own shit together, and don't wait for her to call you, Start working out, eating right, getting some sleep. Go do some shit you always wanted to fucking do, and go out to clubs. Start talking to girls who are, quote unquote, way out of your league. See what the fuck happens, But the last thing you want to do right now, I swear to God, is to sit around thinking about that girl or calling her or sending her flowers and a box of chocolates and all that shit because, she needs a break from you, I think. And granted, once again, I give out this advice knowing that I didn't really go to college. I did, but it doesn't really count. And I have no background whatsoever, and I don't fucking read. So you're on your own if you take my advice. I take no responsibility for this shit whatsoever, all right? And not to mention, there's a zillion fucking chicks out there. Why don't you go join one of those dating services? That's a great fucking way to get laid, you know? Someone was talking to me about that the other day, you know? There's like 2 of them. One of them's about really getting into a relationship, and the other one's just about fucking. Join the one that's just about fucking, and go down to BJ's Wholesale and get some condoms and bang away. All right? But the last thing you want to do is to get all fucking depressed about this shit and waste another couple months of your life brooding. All right? Dust yourself off. Get back in the game. All right? All right, next one. Hey, Bill, I got an interesting situation going on. I've been really good friends with this friend. I'll do.
Oh, can I digress for half a second? Do you know it's the 20th anniversary of Nirvana's Nevermind? And I bought Spin Magazine. They had this giant article, and everybody was talking about it. And for the majority of people were just like, dude, when that album came out, man, I was just like, fuck hair metal. This is something different, and it's fucking over. Was I the only guy who heard that album and was just kind of like, yeah, you know, I kind of still like Whitesnake. I did. I was too far down the hair metal trail. I didn't realize how good Nirvana was, and I hated Pearl Jam. Fucking hated them. I hated Eddie Vedder's stupid I'm in a trance on purpose face. Even when he'd sit there and he'd fucking have his arms up and his wrists were all fucking limp and he was making those faces on fucking purpose. He looked like he should have been on wrestling or something. He's crazy Eddie Vedder. I hated that fucking. I still hate that fucking album. Even flow. Hate it. I like their other stuff. Vitology. I like when he stopped making the faces. You know what he was like? He was like Mel Gibson in the first Lethal Weapon when he was fucking acting like he was suicidal and it was so awful they had to make him stop. That's what Eddie Vedder was like in the first Pearl Jam. And then they'd go to fucking interview. Do you ever see that interview Kurt Loder did? If somebody can find this fucking video, they interview Eddie Vedder and he's like literally in like the fetal position, making this face like he doesn't want to be interviewed. It's like, Eddie, you don't have to do the interview. You could just say, I'm suffering from exhaustion, and everyone will think you have a coke problem, but who gives a fuck, right? So I wasn't into any of that shit. I didn't get into Nirvana until probably 1993. And by then I noticed everybody was wearing flannel shirts and Smashing Pumpkins, and all my bands were gone, banished, never to be returned until that metal show came back triumphantly to bring back my music. But yeah, I was late. I was definitely late. So I guess the article would suck. I'm such a moron. I was upset that no one said that, basically, in the article. Like, why would they say that, Bill? They're trying to commemorate a fucking masterpiece of an album. Why would they have a bunch of people going, I didn't think anything about it. I thought Pearl Jam sucked. But I was still listening to, whatever the fuck I was listening to. The fuck was I listening to in the early 90s? I actually tried to get into jazz. I was flailing and just completely not progressing in my drumming at all. So I thought if I listened to jazz, I would get better. And I like big band swing, and you know, I saw all the great drummers. I used to go to the Regatta Bar in Boston. I saw Tony Williams. I saw Tony Williams in a fucking bar that held like 100 people. Louis Belson, I went up and shook his hand. I'm standing behind his drum kit. It was fucking ridiculous. Roy Haynes. I saw Max Roach. I saw all these guys. Didn't improve my drumming at all. That's what the fuck I was doing. And I was hanging out with my drum teacher, who was like 70 years old. I don't know if I need to add this at this point, but yes, there was no pussy in my life at that point. So anyways, yeah, I kind of missed the beginning of the grunge thing. I'm not a Gen X. I think I'm old enough to be Gen X, but I'm not. I am a hair metal fucking 80s kid. That's who I am. I watched Family Ties, Full Metal Jacket, The Lost Boys. That was my shit. That was when I came up. I can't help it.
that's what the music. I thought Cinderella was a good band. What did I know? Just a fucking redhead kid in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, so they were just, everybody was just going, I just heard it and I stopped in my tracks and I was like, what the fuck is this? It's like, how did everybody know that? You know? I remember being annoyed by their first video. When Kurt goes to take the fucking solo and he pretends like he's doing the tap on solo, like basically making fun of all the bands that I was listening to. And I was kind of like, who's this douche? You know, you call that a fucking solo? Just basically playing the goddamn melody of the song through a fucking distortion pedal? I'm not saying any of these thoughts were right. I think the guy's a fucking genius and the album's fucking unbelievable. But that's where my head was at. That is honestly where my head was at. Like when Axl Rose had his run-in backstage with them at whatever award show that was, when the bass player and now senator threw it up in the air and it fucking crashed down on his forehead, and I believe Dana Carvey was hosting, going, "Did you see what that fucking guy just did?" I was rooting for Axl Rose. I think the only thing that I did respectably, as far as my music listening between 1988 and 1992 was I never bought Guns N' Roses' Use Your Illusion 1 or 2. I hated the fucking band by that point. When they had Dizzy and Lizzy and all these other fucking guys, and they had Matt Sorum, and the whole fucking band was gone. And he was running around in goddamn biker shorts, and he had that stupid white fucking windscreen thing. It was unfucking believable. It just went right down the shitter. So that's where I was at. I was sitting there going, I can't believe they kicked Steven Adler out. That guy's a phenomenal fucking drummer. Changed the whole sound of the goddamn band. Now Izzy left. That's what I was thinking of. I wasn't, my libido, a mosquito. Look at the windshield. Is that a mosquito? I wasn't listening to any of that. Yeah, I didn't listen to any of it. And then that fucking dude came out. That's when I started feeling old. I think when that album came out. And then Smashing Pumpkins came out. And whatever the fuck he was singing about, cats, Siamese twins. The hell was that song? I don't know. Despite all my rage. All that shit. I was trying so hard. But by then I was like 25 years old. And I got to tell you, it's fucking over. It's over. Music is for young people. All right, there you go. If you wanted to relive the early 90s through my fucking eyeballs, there it was. Jesus Christ, was that long enough for you? Last night, I was sitting on the couch, minding my own fucking business. I was watching Metal Mania on VH1. Metal Mania, Cleo. I think my dog is sleeping with its eyes open. Oh, no, she just moved her eyebrows. Dude, where the fuck did you just go? Huh? Cleo, whatever you're thinking about, it's going to be okay. All right? Anyways, you know what's weird? When my dog sees a squirrel through a window, it cries. like it's a long-lost buddy. But if my dog is outside and there's a squirrel, if there's no window between my dog and the squirrel, it will try and rip its fucking head off. So does anybody know anything about dogs? What is it crying about? Is it crying like, oh, I want to rip its head off. Oh, I wish I could just end that thing's fucking life. You don't make any sense to me. Anyway, so I'm watching fucking Metal Mania. Alliteration. This has got to be a hit show, right? So I'm watching this shit, and at the risk of pissing off a lot of listeners, I think most metal/hair metal, it arguably is the worst fucking music ever made. Worse than disco. I don't know why disco gets such a bad rap. Like, disco is the default example of bad music, the way Hitler is the default example of evil. Dude, he's the next Hitler. It's always the next fucking Hitler. Never Pol Pot, never fucking, I don't know, pick another. I don't even know another one. Ivan the Terrible. Was that a wrestler? Or was that a comic strip?
Horrible Hager. I don't fucking know, right? See, I don't even have any other examples. Well, whose fault is that, Bill? There's a library right down the street. Oh, go fuck yourself. You know what I'm saying? Everybody always talks about disco and how bad disco was, and there just needed to be a change, man, right? And, like, then they'll talk about, like, the Police and all this new wave shit and the punk scene and all that. But what they completely fucking ignore is that right after disco, just immediately the mainstream then went over to, like, this fucking heavy metal music. Like, that was better than disco. I think it's fucking worse. And I think all these times where they keep saying that there was a big change and that this quality music came out, I don't know if that happens. I think it just, Nirvana comes around, and then 4 years later, everybody's listening to fucking O-Town, or the mainstream is. It's just this long, tragic, just flat line of shit music. I was watching the shit last night, shit that I used to like, and my jaw was on the ground how fucking bad it was. It was horrible. It was so bad I was like texting paragraphs to the sensation, Joe DeRosa. Capitol Records, the guy who built Capitol Records, Joe DeRosa. I'll get a little intimate here with you. I'll read you the text message I fucking wrote Joe. Oh, Joe, where the hell are we? Joe, hair/heavy metal is the worst music ever made. Disco gets a bad rap. Watching Metal Mania on VH1, Guns N' Roses, Queensryche, Wasp, Quiet Riot, David Lee Roth's solo shit. It's fucking god-awful. Yeah, I saw David Lee Roth on his Eat 'em and Smile tour. And I saw that video last night. Going crazy from the heat. That sounds like a song Wahlberg's character would have written with John C. Reilly in Boogie Nights. Remember that? He will rock you, and he will roll you. Like, it was that bad. Teenage Frankenstein? I'm a teenage Frankenstein. You're telling me that song is better than More Than a Woman? More than a woman to be. I think arguably it's, I don't know. I can't believe the shit that I used to watch. And, like, I used to listen to this shit around chicks, just hopelessly thinking that this would get me laid. Like, they would think that I was some badass, like, loner. Bang your head. I mean, the fact that I never got laid in high school, it went away right in that moment. It was like, this is what I was going to do. I wasn't going to try to make them laugh. I wasn't going to hit on them. I wasn't going to try to jam them. I was just going to play this music around them, and this was going to bring me to the fucking promised land, looking like a fucking teenage Ron Howard. That was my game plan. Is it any wonder I failed? Jesus Christ. And I remember I would be watching it on a big square TV. Just watch it. Lay it down. This fucking horrific fucking music. And my dad would come in and just have his face would just be all twisted up going, Jesus Christ, what the fuck are you listening to? You like this shit? And I thought I was a rebel. I mean, he doesn't understand, man. You know what? He totally understood. My dad called it back in 83. Called it jungle music. Says a bunch of shit. He told me straight up. Came in, he was like, son, this music you're listening to is fucking horrible. And there was all this shout at the devil. Is anybody really going to sit there and defend that fucking song? Do-do-do. 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 You couldn't fucking, a 5-year-old could write that on a xylophone. Shout at the devil. Never knew why we were shouting. Blackie Lawless. That was his show name. And he took a radial arm saw and he cut the blade in half and put one blade on one of his forearms and one on the other on these leather, I'm going to do a bunch of dishes in an evil way gloves. And we all thought he was crazy. Dude, can you imagine if he gave you a forearm shiver? It was just, and he used to throw fucking raw meat into the crowd. A couple of them did that. That's why that Lady Gaga covering her clam in that fucking pastrami, it's just been done. You know, comes out in that fucking egg from Mork. I don't know. I've seen the nasally horror act my whole fucking life, you know. Those fucking chicks with the big noses, they can, you know, that's like white people's answer to the big black girl who can sing in church. The chick we bring to that fight is it's the white chick with the big nose. White chicks with big noses can sing. I don't know what it is. Barbra Streisand, it's a riot to sing, right? I don't know. It's like their nose is like that dome at the top of all those concert halls. There you go, Bill. Try to spit it out, you dumb fuck. But I want some emails, people. I want people try to tell me how round and round love will find a way, just give it time. Tell me the musical validity that has over, like, disco. That all those people probably at Comiskey Park, when they blew up those disco records, like fucking 5-6 years later, that's what they were listening to.
Nobody's fool, nobody's fool, nobody's fool. I'm no fool.
That was a hit. That was a hit in the 80s. Wow. Do I owe my dad an apology? I was sitting there, just one video after a Queensryche. I mean, all this stuff that I thought was just fucking unbelievable. You know what? I'm going to get emails this week. It's like, I don't know what it's going to be. It's going to be like, people either going to be like, yes, absolutely. There's going to be no middle ground. People are going to 100% agree with me, or I'm going to get punched in the face by Eddie Trunk. I was taken aback. I mean, I haven't seen those videos in fucking forever. Occasionally I'll go back and I'll look at some old videos, but I mean, a lot of it was like AC/DC, like shit that can, like, you know, I mean, Back in Black is timeless. There's some timeless shit in there. You know, I even watched that Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine, and I thought it was horrible. Whoa, whoa, sweet child of mine. And that little fucking shim-sham dance he was doing, it just was... Oh, and then the emotion he tried to have in the end. Whoa, 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 right, and then he kind of closed his eyes like, I really went somewhere. When I was just fucking horrible. You know, I was right there. I helped hold it up. Oh, Def Leppard, pour some sugar on me. I hated that when that fucking came out. And all the ladies liked it, and he came out in his acid-wash jeans. I actually saw him on that tour. Didn't I? Yeah, Reynolds Coliseum. And Tesla opened up. Tesla, which I didn't think they were that bad. They weren't that bad. I don't know. I thought you're supposed to go back and listen to the fucking music of your youth, being like, wow, that stuff was awesome, man. Remember that? And then, you know, that was the first time I tried blow. You know, reminiscing. Actually, first time I ever saw cocaine, saw it being done, was at the Providence Civic Center. I saw AC/DC on the Who Made Who tour with Loudness, the Japanese heavy metal band that couldn't speak any English yet sang in English. I just can't imagine the disconnect. I can't imagine, like, memorizing a bunch of Japanese and going and over there and just singing it and then not knowing what the fuck I was saying. Going out there, and everybody going nuts and just standing there like, I have no idea what I just said. T-shirts are $20. Did I just say that, or did I say, are you ready to rock? I have no fucking idea. Anyways, so I saw them. They opened up. And anyways, we were out in the parking lot, and we're drinking beers, thinking we're crazy. Driving, of course, because it's the 80s. This is right before MAD kicked in. They used to bring, like, wreckage from a fatal drunk driving accident. Did anybody else in high school do that? They actually brought a car from a fatal drunk driving accident, and they dragged it onto the lawn of our campus. If you want to call it a campus, a little island with a tree. They just left it there, and we all just stared at it, trying to figure out how many people were in the car, how many people died, and then we just walked away like, you know, when you're young, you don't give a fuck. 10 minutes later, you're talking about, dude, I'm getting fucking wrecked tonight. Wrecked. That was the word. Getting wrecked, getting destroyed, hammered, right? So anyways, we're driving down there, beer between your legs, as you do. It's the 80s, you know? You fucking lifted weights all that week, never, all of it above the waist, curls, fucking benching, shoulders. Nobody did squats in the 80s. Nobody did, right? So you got your fucking tight 501 blues on with your little pencil fucking legs, and then your overdeveloped upper body, your stupid gold chain, and you had a beer between your legs. That's how you did it. So we're fucking going down. They were probably on 8 apiece, fucking hammered. I was driving this piece of shit 83 Ford Ranger. I got like 5 fucking drunk friends in the back, which was still not even grounds for getting pulled over. You could just have people in the back like you were bringing fucking turkeys off the slaughter. Nobody gave a shit, right? So we pull in, and right as I pulled up, and I got a parking spot, there was this kid. He had his door open, and he kind of had like a Sammy Hagar meets John Fogerty haircut, blonde hair. I remember he fucking did a line right as I was pulling up, and I fortunately had my window up, and he saw me, and he saw we all had AC/DC T-shirts on or whatever, and he just got out of the car and was just like, yeah! Screaming. It's like a haunted house. He came right up to the fucking window, and I was just trying to take it all in. Like, okay, how am I supposed to behave around somebody with who's on coke? Does this guy have like, Hulk strength right now? Is he going to tip over the truck? Anyways, that was the first time I saw blow. I didn't even know what the point of all that was. I was just shocked. Look, I know it wasn't all bad. Like the early Metallica, right through Injustice for All. I know that stuff was great. But I'll tell you, it is slim fucking pickings, my friends. Slim pickings. I didn't know what to tell you. I mean, I even go back sometimes. I try to listen to Appetite for Destruction. I know that's this watershed fucking moment in that music, but some of those fucking songs. They're out to get me, so you can suck me. Take that one to heart. Ugh. Kill yourself. All right, that ought to get me a lot of fucking criticism. The 1980s. The fucking 80s. Did I nail it, though, by the way? Everyone had the 501 blues. Remember that? Buttonfly, dude. Washed them 3 times and your nuts couldn't breathe. You wonder why you got all these fucking crazy kids that need to be on drugs now. Hey, what is worse, hair metal or some of that fucking patriotic country music post 9/11? What is worse to you? What is more cringeworthy? Shout at the devil, or that Toby Keith, Uncle Sam's gonna put a boot in your ass. Ugh. Oh my God. Every dime that guy made in that song should have been thrown in his face and then given to the troops, or something else, or just then a partial of it would be to incinerate any record that track was ever recorded. The most pandering horseshit you could ever come out with. I hope I didn't piss you guys off too much by fucking trashing all that metal shit. I have half those T-shirts, and I went to go see that. I was just embarrassed by some of that shit that I used to listen to. Oh, Jesus, right up until I was like 20, 21. Fucking brutal. What redeemable thing did I have? I did listen to the Beatles, the Doors, the Stones, all that white boy shit. Stevie Ray Vaughan. I did listen to Hendrix. I listened to all the big band swing through my dad, shit from the 50s. I had such a weird musical upbringing anyways, which was actually good because it was kind of all over the map. I started hanging out with Patrice back in the day. Patrice was the one, rest his soul, got me the... I still remember when he got in that same piece of shit truck that I went to the AC/DC concert in. 7 fucking years later, I'm still driving it, right? Making the sacrifices. Remember that? I told you, you don't get some fucking job and go out and buy a fucking new car. You just change yourself to your cubicle. I always kept I put a new engine in the fucking truck. Had somebody slap that in there for $1,200, pay that down rather than $12,000 for a new car like it was back then. So anyways, I still remember swinging by, picking Patrice up and going into Nick's, and he had the cassette tape of Ready to Die, and him putting that in, telling me that this guy was going to be the next guy. And then through all of that, like, he cured me of all the rap that a white kid liked who lived in a cul-de-sac. And he showed me all of that shit. So I had that whole background. All that stuff fucking held up. But the fucking metal that I listened to. I even watched like Lawrence Welk when I was a kid. One of the creepiest shows ever. Even that was fucking thrown in there. It's funny, like fucking almost 40 years later, I'll be walking down the street and all of a sudden Winchester Cathedral will be going through my head. Winchester Cathedral, bo-do-do-do-do, you're bringing me down. Am I really going to sing this? You could have done something. My baby left town. What is that, Seth Rogen? Green Lantern? Is that what it is? One of those fringe superheroes? I don't like that movie, and I love Seth Rogen, but I don't like that movie. I don't want to watch a bumbling superhero. Like, what is this gun? Oh, did I just almost shoot my foot off? I want you to be the shit. All right? Why won't Hollywood show me a guy that makes me want to be that guy? Like they used to back in the day. I'm so sick of they're even making superheroes like nerdy and unsure of themselves. Spider-Man was never nerdy and unsure of himself. He had a fucking smoking hot, tits and ass, raven-haired fucking beauty that he was banging every night. He wasn't afraid of shit. They used to pretend to be nerds. That was their alter ego, where they sat there, Clark Kent. Oh, how are you? Like the white guy on all those Def Jam bits. Peter Parker, walking around with his stupid, getting yelled at by Jameson when he could have just shot some fucking cobwebs right into his goddamn mouth. Now they got to make him everyman. I'm sick of it. I've had enough of this. It's a goddamn disease in this business. All right, and I don't know. It started off great with those Judd Apatow movies. I loved 40-Year-Old Virgin. Those were all great. And then Hollywood's just like, oh, let's just do that and only that forever. I'm sick of it. Enough already. I want a superhero who's the shit. I want to see, what happened to those guys? Everybody's a fucking nerd now. You know what? I think this is the beginning of the end of the nerd. I think the nerd has had its run on TV and on cinema. I mean, they have so explored the nerd on that show, The Office, that half the people on there, they're playing borderline retarded. There's like two characters on The Office who sit around with their mouths hanging open when they're not even talking. And I can't fucking watch it. I'm sick of it. There needs to be more. They got to swing it back to fucking Animal House, Caddyshack. How funny was Chevy Chase in Caddyshack? The guy was the shit. He had $100,000 checks laying around. He's banging all these hot broads, and he was still fucking funny. I don't understand. What do they think? I saw the trailer for, is it Green Hornet, Green Lantern? I don't know what the Green Lantern, that sounds really wrong to me now. If you guys know anything about me, I can never get the fucking names right. Green Hornet, is that what it is? Okay, and I've gone on YouTube a long time ago just because I was interested in the car. I believe it's a Chrysler Imperial. And he was the shit. And Bruce Lee was his sidekick. That's how much of the shit that guy was. Bruce Lee was his Robin. All right? And you fast forward it 45 fucking years. Now the Asian dude is looking at Green Lantern, and as far as I can tell, Seth Rogen is basically going to be like the white cop on fucking Sanford and Son. What's going off? How does this gun work? Wow, that was a big explosion. He's like the that mousy black girl in Police Academy. Is he going to have the "don't move, dirtbag" move at the end of the movie when he finally grows in to being a superhero? And let me guess, he has to save the Asian, so you have a little bit of fucking wax on, wax off there. Is that what the fuck's going on? You know what? Fuck that movie. Not fuck Seth Rogen. I love Seth Rogen, but fuck that movie. I'm not going to go see it. I don't want to see, Seth Rogen, he gets himself in shape. People still call him a fat ass. He isn't. He got himself in shape. He gets to play a superhero. He earned it. And he still has to play this wishy-washy, unsure of himself. Fuck that movie. Or what I perceived to be old when he got on. He was probably like 34 at the time, which was ancient to me. And now at my age, I would love to be fucking 34 again. Oh, to be that age. What's great about when I was 34? I could run like a fucking 7.9 40
When I was 34, it was a very good year. My fucking dog just licked the bottom of my foot. It's a goddamn freak. I didn't have a dog that shit on the floor or needed to go outside. I did what I wanted. I went down water slides when I was 34. What's up, Cleo? How you doing? You know how psyched I was to see you? You know I was psyched to see you? Because you were psyched to see me. You're always psyched to see me, aren't you? You know my dog actually misses me? Comes into the bedroom at night and it fucking looks around for me. Then it runs into my little office area looking for me. Right? If I'm not around, who are you going to wrestle with? Let me see if I can get you to moan. You won't do it. You know what you are? You're like that fucking frog in Bugs Bunny. Yeah, big buddy, watch a buck. Then all of a sudden I bring you in somewhere. Hey, Cleo. Let me see if I can get you to howl. You want to go outside? Cleo. This is going to be worth it, people. Just listen. Cleo. You want to go outside? Huh? Cleo. Cleo. Hey. She's getting psyched. Cleo. You want to go outside? Cleo. Cleo. I want her to howl. Come on. Cleo. You want to go outside? Cleo? Would you fucking do it, please? Cleo. You want to go outside? You want to go outside? Cleo. Oh, you're fucking burning me right now. Cleo. Hey, fuckhead. Cleo. You want to go outside? Cleo. You know what? Go fuck yourself. Jesus Christ, what was that, 3 minutes? You blew it. Cleo. Why won't you howl for these people? And in conclusion, there is no podcast this week. I regret to inform you. Don't come over now. Don't come over now. You want some food? You want to go outside? Cleo. I'm going to give one more temp. Cleo, you want to go outside? Cleo. Ah, Jesus Christ. You know what this is like? You know what you mean right now? It's like, you know, the hot chick that'll never fuck you? And she just keeps giving you a glimmer of hope and you keep coming back. You keep coming back. Whatever. I still love you, Cleo. You know, even though you just made me look like a fucking asshole. You really did. That was literally the Bueller. Anybody? Anybody? All right, that concludes my statement. That's the statement I'm sticking by. It's all in the police report, as Tiger Woods would say.
Okay.
To listen on Spotify, click the link below.
The reason that Nia is here is
Why am I here?
we're going to do a game show of sorts right now. Basically, what it was is it's always funny to watch politicians when they're running for a certain office try to sort of politically correct their way through a tough question to answer something.
They never answer the question.
Tactfully. They never answer the question. They never answer the question truthfully, that's for certain. So we were thinking we should do a game show where we get random, really hard questions thrown at us being Bill and Greer and myself, and the goal is you have to answer these questions truthfully, but without losing any votes. That's the trick. The second we smell bullshit, you get buzzed by the other players. And the second you spin it too hard into something else, you get buzzed. But also, if you're too brutally honest, you get buzzed too. So we understand the rules.
We were basically sitting around going, these fucking politicians, they never answer questions. And then we're like, well, if you actually answered them honestly, you'd lose votes. And then we started talking shit, going, I could fucking do that. So now we're going to see.
All right. So here's how it works.
Do it. Go ahead.
Nia's going to ask the question. She's going to pull them randomly out of that. Some of them are easier than others, right? Mm-hmm. We'll go in order. Billy will get asked the question first. While he's answering his question, Nia, myself, and you, Greer, will act as the judges. Okay. When it's my turn,
how many points
you, Billy,
do you get?
Nia, judge, and so on.
This feels like when the electricity goes out, and you're like, "Fuck, we got to play a board game here."
We'll give one point per question. Fuck it, and you got like 17 seconds to answer it. All right?
Wow.
So.
No, we're very accurate. We do a lot of research here.
So here we are. This is Who Wants to Be a Politician? All right.
It feels like college radio. Fuck that. We did a great job for 2 hours and 40 minutes. There's gonna be some shit.
This is where the show might jump the shark, but maybe not. I don't know. This might be funny. All right.
All right, Nia, let's...
With our host, Nia.
All right, so the first question.
Oh.
For you, Bill Burr.
Okay.
Do Jews run the media?
Oh, wow, you hit me fucking hard right off the bat. Well, I would definitely say that there are a lot of Jews in the media, but to suggest that they're all working as one is a little too, I don't know, there's a lot of them. But no, I'd say that they don't. Why? I didn't say anything anti-Semitic.
You backpedaled at the end.
But there's a bunch of Irish guys who are cops. You know what I'm saying? Everybody picks something that they run.
Well, you know what? You should have said that as your answer, and you would have gotten a point.
Really? You know what? You should stop being so smug. Shut up. You gotta stop being so smug, like you're fucking up by 50 points.
His time's
Wait a second, though. Where's the timer, though?
I'm holding it right here.
All right.
On the
So
timer.
you kind of included that last part.
Question. You gotta keep it going.
All right, next question.
Uh-oh. Who's this one? For
Greer.
Okay.
Greer Barnes.
Greer Barnes.
Greer Barnes trying to get elected.
Are Asian people rude?
I wouldn't say that Asian people are rude. I
It's over.
no, I'm just saying.
You just lost Chinatown.
You know, it's just really, honestly, hard to understand them at times.
And that explains.
And that explains why.
That's rude. That's rude,
Not
right?
rude. They speak loud because there's a lot of them. So, yeah, and they're all talking, so they
It's
have
getting worse and worse.
I don't, because they always go like that when they talk. You know, that's all I'm saying.
Neither one of us again. All right, Joe, you're the fucking big shot.
It's 17 seconds and up. When I went and that was 17 seconds.
Oh, yeah, and it's horrendous. Do you have a buzzer sound over there, Danny, so we don't have to listen to Joe's version of a woman coughing? All right, what do you got for Joe?
All right, for Joe DeRosa. Sweatshops. Do you care? They're so far away, aren't they?
They are very far away. I think it is definitely an unjust policy that's going on over there, and I don't think that it should be happening. But then again, we all need sneakers, so you know.
Dude, you had it right there. You had it. You should have bailed right there.
Where are the places where there are sweatshops? The Philippines?
There you go.
Taiwan?
I don't know. As long as Foot Locker's full, I'm cool.
Oh,
I
here's,
almost had a point. I did blow it. That sucks. Sorry.
here's a good one for you, Bill.
Okay, I can do this.
Are women funny?
All right, go ahead. Next one.
All right, Greer, you're up.
That was brilliant.
All right.
You get the point for that, right?
Greer.
Yes. Oh, man.
Mexicans. What's the big deal? They were here first, right?
I'm going to have to say no, they weren't here first. They weren't called Mexicans then.
Wow. There goes and Tex-Mex. All that shit's gone.
Let them go. and you can let them go. Go back across the border.
Jeez,
Greer, what
did
are you
you
running
butts
for?
him? Jesus Christ!
Randy, you're falling asleep at the wheel.
How far is he got to go before he gets disqualified?
All right.
All right, Joe.
Yes.
Why do black guys have to be so loud?
I don't know, but
I
it's
should be asking the black man then.
it's kind of annoying. It's nothing against black guys themselves, but they are loud and they do yell a lot. It's kind of
Yeah. Thank you.
I don't be yelling.
Okay.
All right, Bill.
Yep.
At what age does someone become useless, and what should we do about it?
I would say 86 if you can't drive. And, come on, dude. I mean, I can't even get halfway through it. Who votes after 86?
just to keep score. No points. Nobody has any points right now.
You got it. You got half a point. All right, this is the last round here.
Oh, Jesus
All right, Greer.
Christ, man.
Do you support the troops?
Absolutely. I just don't support the war.
Oh, dude,
Perfect.
there you go. Okay.
No, that was
Very
perfect.
good. All right.
1 point for Greer.
One point for
Gonna be
Greer.
a black president. Come on, Joe. Step
Okay,
it up.
Joe. Gay marriage, yay or nay?
Yay. Of
Yay.
course, I think
You
it
buzz
makes
him
more
just to
sense.
say yay. You fucking fag. Yay.
It was written in the question, though. It says yay or nay.
And Joe wrote the fucking questions.
Oh.
All right.
All right.
Are we still doing this? 'Cause
Let's
it's
do one
really-
more quick round, and then we'll go to the
All
porn
right.
stuff.
Bill, didn't we do more with this land than the Indians ever would have?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're getting shit-faced out on the fucking reservation, so... I mean, what, you guys don't want honesty in your politicians? Hey, I'm Bill Burr. I say how it is. I say how it is.
I can't believe
if you can't handle the truth, then I'm not the one that you want to
I
have.
can't believe you led that off with "yeah, absolutely." You fucking smug prick. Yeah, absolutely. Jesus Christ, dude.
Oh, brilliant.
All right.
So
One more for Greer, one more for me, and we're done.
Oh, all right.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
That's
I
okay.
thought we were stopping
Joe, you
after this
have
one.
to win.
All right, Greer. Ooh. Is it time for a female president?
Absolutely.
This motherfucker gets all the easy
No, but
fucking questions.
Oh, yeah, why not? I mean,
You're
yeah,
answering
absolutely.
honestly, though?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's answering easily.
No, I'm answering honestly. Why not?
I believe him.
Seriously.
I believe him.
No, he's
Greer,
sincere.
Greer, are you currently in a relationship?
Yeah.
Are you happy?
Next
See,
question.
you don't want a female president. I believe it's fucking Watergate right there.
Just for the dude.
My relationship has nothing to do with how I feel.
No, we're running out of time. We have to get to that point.
Just for the warmth that he said honestly with. Okay.
All right. So, Joe, you think two guys making out is disgusting, don't you?
I absolutely do not. I think it's a beautiful thing, and two men should be able to love each other instead of being...
Dude, you just lost all the red states. You lost all the fucking red states. Greer Barnes with 2 points.
Greer Barnes wins. All right.
I can't get my car back to my girl. I just realized I said I'd be home by like 2:30, so we really gotta wrap this up here.
We're going to wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up on this one.
Oh, God, then we got to do relationships. Let's talk about that. You're not married. You're 40, 43, not married. Do you want to get married? How did you...
I would love to get married, but I am fucking terrified of getting married, and especially in this state. It's fucking ridiculous. It's a no-fault state.
Right.
They can, if they hang around for 10 years, you got to pay for them for the rest of their fucking... Like, Kobe has to pay for that woman for the rest of his life. I know a lot of people are going, oh, well, he has the money. All right, but it's the principle of the thing. You're a
Right.
fucking adult. Get a goddamn job.
You're a capable,
Get a fucking
able-bodied...
job. And stop writing these fucking independent woman songs. And like we can do everything that you can fucking do. And then all of a sudden when it's advantageous to just be like, oh, I'm just a girl, I can't do stuff, that you can fucking get away with that. It's complete fucking bullshit. It's complete fucking bullshit. I worked 20 years to get where the fuck I'm at, and I can lose it all if the person I'm with, which
Right.
I have no control over, just decides, I'm gonna bang the guy across the street and you're gonna fucking pay for my life for the rest of my life.
Jesus.
Go,
Wow.
and it's totally legal.
Yeah. What a racket.
It's bullshit.
So how long have you been with your girlfriend?
8 years. I'm basically married the way I want to be married. I'd have no intentions of leaving. It's
like Carlin.
I'm actually trying to think right now. Look, I'm never going to leave her, so I don't have to worry about a marriage failing. But there's always the fly in the ointment if she decides to leave, and it's just like.
Right.
All of a sudden, I'm in my 50s and I got to sleep on a fucking futon. These
Yeah.
goddamn fucking women in the crowd, when you bring it up, they go like, "That's right, that's right." It's like me bringing up domestic violence. Somebody hits somebody and I go, "That's right, that's right."
That's what you get.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Oh, God.
And they go, "Oh, well, you shouldn't have married her." They just blame you. It's like, "Oh, well, you shouldn't have wore that short skirt." What the fuck is wrong with you? A bad law is a bad law. These divorce laws are fucking ridiculous.
Oh, my God.
They're fucking ridiculous. And then people have to, guys have to organize. There's got to be some sort of pushback. You went from the rule of thumb to this fucking shit. No fault. You can blow the guy across the street and I got to pay for your life. And I got to move out of this house, you fucking cunt. Are you serious? And all people will hear is, "That's hateful towards women. You said cunt." No, that is the definition of a cunt who would do something like that. It's fucking ridiculous. It's unbelievable. So now I can't get married because this fucking law won't change. And I'm waiting for someone else to do it because I just like yelling about it. No, it's ridiculous. I had a buddy of mine. He fucking made a ton of money. When he was working construction and he started doing entertainment at night and he got into the business. And his wife's going, "Why don't you stop fucking around? You need to make more money." But it's a bitch to him the whole time. He ends up fucking making it. Right? They get a divorce. Okay, and in the divorce process, I supported him.
Yeah.
I did all this. I'm
Yeah.
used to a certain lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's what I love too. I'm used to a certain lifestyle. Two people are in a relationship that fails.
Yeah.
And one person gets to continue living as if it didn't fail, while the other person who doesn't get to live the lifestyle has to pay for that fucking lifestyle.
Jesus.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Jesus,
and it's straight across the board. Britney Spears, when she got divorced from that backup fucking dancer,
Yeah, federal
she
one.
built that guy his studio. He still couldn't make a hit. What the fuck more does she have to do for this guy? And then she gives him all this money, sits around. What does he do? Becomes a fat fuck, sitting eating goddamn Doritos all day in some $3,000 tracksuit that she paid for. It's fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. So no, I'm not married. There you go. End it on that. It's not going to get better than that.
That's fucking perfect. Bill, Burr, thank you so much, man.
All right, there you go.
Sincerely. Are you going to say keep it crispy? You don't have to. That's how we end the show.
I always think it's funny when you say that.
What? Keep it crispy.
I'm on Pete Holmes. You made it weird.
Keep it crispy.
Keep it crispy, motherfuckers. Yeah! All right, see ya.
Now leaving Nerdist.com.
I live in the past a lot. I do. Every morning when I take my dog for a walk, I listen to fucking music. And half the time, I'm always fantasizing that it's me singing it and playing. Like, do you guys do that shit? Like, you're, like a utility infielder that can, like, play any position? Like, I can play every instrument when I'm listening to the song. And whoever is the standout in that moment of the song, whether it be the singer or the fucking tambourine player, whatever's stealing my focus, that's who I am. And half the time, I'm doing it 30 years ago in my high school auditorium. And the whole school is going, wow, that guy is awesome. And every once in a while, I'll actually step out of the fantasy and go, Bill, there's really something fucking wrong with you. And then I just laugh, Oh, I throw my head back and I cackle. And then my dog looks at me like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then she takes a shit and I pick it up. That's my morning. That's how my morning works. Then I come back and I make myself a little breakfast. Hey, by the way, I was just going to ask you something.
Okay.
What were we just talking? I have no memory anymore. What were we just talking about?
You think you were the one smoking pot?
I know. Oh, don't even get them going. No, you know what? I only got like 10 emails, and I know there's a ton of people who smoke weed who listen to this. So most people followed the rules, which was is basically don't take the podcast seriously, don't name any names, all of that shit.
Yeah.
But no, I had a bunch of people. They thought I was on some self-righteous thing because I haven't drank since October, even though I'm a self-admitted booze bag. And even though I said on the podcast, there's nothing wrong with smoking weed. I don't give a shit if you smoke more of it. Right. But my point is, stop acting like it's this, like, what is the fucking word?
Harmless.
Not harmless, just like there's no side effects. Like
right.
Like there's all this. There's like this is the shit that's out there about weed. That it's not addictive. I drive better when I'm on it.
How is that?
I don't know, dude. It's like everything's in focus, man. They hate that voice.
Hey, man.
Hey, man. Potheads, man. It's like when they drive down the street, man, it's just like not only you're focused on the road, you're taking in nature. Like all that shit and acting like it's the answer to all the universe's fucking problems. That shit. That's all I was talking about. I understand that the same way someone can, enjoy getting fucked up, drinking booze, and not be an alcoholic, have it under control, but every once in a while, they go out and get ripped up on the weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And it also has to do with your age, too. If you're in your fucking 20s, you're still getting blasted Friday, Saturday night, that's fine. But you just put the kids to bed and you're hitting a fucking bong every night. I mean, come on. You got an issue. I had this dude, right? And that's the thing. This is like, maybe I'm jealous as a fucking booze bag here. It's just, nobody gives, like, if you're fucking a pothead, people think it's funny.
Right.
There's just something that's considered funny about it. But like you watch like Intervention, okay? They have alcoholics, they have people on meth, cokeheads, heroin. They got everything. There's not been one fucking pothead.
Because they don't do anything exciting when they're high. When you're
is
a
that
pothead,
what it is?
You don't do anything exciting. You sit around, you watch TV, you giggle, you eat.
Right. And then
that's
you know what happens?
You go
and
to
if
movies,
you're not, and if you're not careful, 2.5 decades goes by,
right.
And you're in your early 40s
you're
going,
still sitting on the couch.
Yeah, still watching fucking Snagglepuss, eating fucking Doritos. That's the thing.
Yeah,
that was a joke.
It's not nearly as dramatic and exciting as someone who's on meth.
There's no mothers against weed, man. And there's nobody, like when the cops pull you over, there's no weed breathalyzer. You can be fucking baked out of your mind. What can they do to you?
They don't have any kind of roadside test to see if you're stoned?
I remember they talked about doing something like that. But when they have those roadblocks set up at night, none of it's for weed. All it is for fucking booze.
Right.
Look, this is what kills me, okay? I got an email this week, all right? This guy tells me, he goes, first of all, man, you should read. I just do it because it annoys the shit out of him.
I laugh every time at that. I think it's funny.
This guy goes, you should probably read up a little bit on weed, man, before you go off on it. And he said that I can smoke 3.5 grams of weed and be fully functional and drive a car or operate machinery.
What is
I don't know. Look,
3.5 grams. And
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
A joint?
Let's just say it is a joint, which I think it's a little more than that.
Okay.
All right. Let's just say it is that. Right. You smoke a joint, you're fucking high. You're not fully functional. He's confusing his tolerance with being fully functional. Fully functional is getting 8 hours sleep, you wake up stone sober. And even if you want to get to the letter of the law, it's like 3 nights in a row of 8 hours sleep, just in case you only got 4 nights
a few nights ago. For you to totally be 100%, you're eating healthy, that's fully functional. All right?
Yeah.
Smoking 3.5 grams of fucking weed, you're not fully functional.
Yeah,
You might have an
especially
amazing tolerance, but you're not as good as the you at 0.0. That's what I'm saying. Or like this dude who sends me an email and he goes, yeah, people just, they definitely abuse weed. He goes, but they're not like me where he goes, I just I pack a bowl every night before I go to bed, take a couple of puffs, and then I go to sleep. This dude does that every fucking night. Now,
what is the point of that? If you're just going to smoke and then go to sleep.
Now, I might be ignorant, but to me it sounds like he's using it as like this sedative, like this sleep
like instead
aid.
of Ambien or something. Or maybe it's just his way to unwind. I don't know. That seems every night, though?
Which is fine. But it goes back to my point where if I had a couple, I'd have to drink probably like a couple of beers to get what probably feels like, a couple of puffs of weed, right? Yes? No?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. If I was doing that every night, if every night you was laying here in bed and I would go over here, hey man, just going to have a couple of Budweisers, and I was sitting here with that fucking happy hat with the straws going in my mouth.
Yeah, I'd be like, why are you doing this every night?
Every night.
What's the matter with you?
365 fucking days a year.
I would say that to you if you were smoking weed every single night, too. Why do you feel the need to smoke weed every single night?
Let me ask you this. What if I only, to argue the pothead side, what if I only had 2 beers?
Versus?
Every night. I didn't drink at all.
But
on the weekends, I never got shit-faced. Just every night before I went to bed, I drank 2 beers.
I would think that was weird.
You think it was weird?
Yeah.
Why are you so uptight, man?
And I think smoking weed is great. I love to smoke weed. It's fun, but I think smoking every single day is a little excessive. And I feel like if you talk to anybody who used to smoke that frequently and who doesn't anymore, I think they will tell you that they probably feel more motivated or less depressed or something. It does have effects on you.
Okay, that's all. I mean, I went over the top as always, because that always shakes a few people out of the trees, and then they go, let me tell you something, and they fire off the emails, which fuels the podcast. Who's kidding who? But like, that's all I'm saying, is that the thing that I can't stand about fucking weed is that people act like there's no consequences to smoking it, and if anything, it expands like your creativity and all that type of shit. I think it's like anything. Maybe initially it does, but after a while, or maybe if you do it within fucking reason, yes. But I've seen, up close and personal with nameless fucking people. I've watched, I told that story of what's his face, who I'm not going to say who fucking hit the dude with the car at work because he thought he had it in neutral, but he had it in gear, and he hit the guy in the fucking head.
Yeah.
And he's still. High. Yeah, and still, he's going, dude, the weed isn't the problem. And it's just, and he gets high every fucking day. I remember one time we went on a road trip, just to fuck with him, right? We were driving on this road trip, and he goes to, to break out his fucking shit, right? And we go, no, dude, you can't, it's a rental car, you can't smoke. And he goes, all right, we'll pull over. Like, dude, we're not pulling over, and you're not smoking on this trip. Dude, the fucking panic that he went, he's like, dude, fucking let me out then. I'm done. I'm not going on this road trip. He absolutely lost his fucking shit. Like, and it'd be like, if somebody said I can't drink, if I wasn't driving, I couldn't drink in the car. Dude, don't drink and drive. I'd be like, all right, dude, yeah, you fucking goddamn Mary. Fine, I won't. But this guy was like, it was like he was having a physical he was a panic attack.
Right.
If he couldn't smoke his fucking weed. Now, I'm not saying everybody who smokes weed's like that, but what I'm saying is that shit is never fucking reported. The same way when I break your ovaries about the whole like the women image on TV, like they always showing you guys as victims or accomplishing stuff, but they never show the gold digging whore. See, I had you right then until I attacked women.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Oh, it was going good. All right. Well, thank you for stopping by the podcast.
Oh, sure, anytime.
Yeah, you can get ready when you have to get here.
Yeah, but I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to distract you. And plus, you start picking on me.
Have you heard? That's the real reason. Stop acting like what I'm doing here is any sort of an art. All right. Well, have fun tonight, okay? All right. So back to the damn. So all right. So all you, not all you potheads, just the 10 that fucking wrote into me. Sorry, the electrolytes again. Yeah, I was breaking. Can any pothead out there just be fucking honest with that and at least admit that maybe it isn't you? That at least you've had a fucking friend of yours who, like, discovered weed, liked it, really liked it, and then it just became their motivation when they got up. All right? It's fucking unreal to me that the 3rd week in a row on the podcast, I have to act like this person, exists to the world. Everybody knows this fucking guy. All right? But he's never talked about, and I want to know why none of these fucking burnouts are brought on to intervention. That's what I want him to see. Just some kid sitting there past, in a fucking weed fog, couple of hacky sacks in the background, his dirty surfer shorts, just fucking toasted out of his fucking mind, and that's all he's been doing for 5, 6 critical years in his 20s. Hasn't finished college. Wake and bake. That guy. Come on. Everybody, I'm sick of it. All that horse shit. It comes from the ground, man. It's fucking annoying. It's fucking annoying. But whatever. I guess I'm becoming too prudish on this podcast. This guy writes, hey, Bill, what the fuck happened? You bashing hot sluts on South Beach last week? You stopped drinking? You're talking shit about pot like you're fucking Alan Thicke. I didn't know. Does he talk shit about him? About pot, I mean? You know that life is a drag. For Christ's sake, you grew up in New England. You know what I'm talking about. 9 months of shitty weather. Your boss is a prick. All you have to look forward to is the weekend to let loose and unwind. Dude, I totally get that. I totally get that. I work for myself, and I still want to get bombed out of my fucking tree. He says, quit talking shit about pot, would you? Pussy, drugs, and alcohol are all good things. Take care, pal. Yeah, dude, I totally agree with that shit, but you know what I'm saying. First of all, if I go down to South Beach and all I do is talk about how hot the women are, that will be informative, that will be obvious, and that will be 1 minute of the podcast. You know, everybody knows they're hot down there. But if I talk to them, if I say that they're whores and they look like a bunch of goddamn prostitutes walking down the street, that gives me like 8 minutes of shit to go off on. All right? Jesus Christ, do I have to break down the whole process for you people? You haven't figured out. It's a very, it's not a lot of levels to this podcast. You give me a topic, I fucking go off on it with very little knowledge. It annoys people who are informed on the subject, and then they send me emails in, and then I just yell at them, even if they've proven their point. That's basically it. All right.
My expectation for human behavior in a crowd is very, very low. I mean, come on. People are assholes, I've been all over the map politically, but it's why certain ways of looking at shit, like when people talk about guns.
Let's just make them illegal, and then nobody will have them.
Like that sort of thought process is you're acting as though the world is a utopia and that there's not morons and that there's not people who say, I don't give a fuck what the rules are. You're totally not even taking into consideration sociopaths, which is why that new fucking thing that Obama signed, that whole defense package where now they can just arrest people without a trial, put you in jail forever, without a trial because they just think you're a fucking terrorist. You can't give people that level of power. Historically, no one has ever handled that level of power well. Anybody here want to go live in China? Well, you're out there practicing your nunchucks, wearing your wooden slippers, and all of a sudden a van pulls up and you disappear and that's it forever? You want to live there? Of course you don't. You want to live here where they can't fucking do it. Well, they can do it now. They just put in a fucking order for a bunch of black vans. That's what I heard. According to holyshit.com, that's what's going down. I don't understand why stuff at that level that affects citizens to that level, why we don't get to vote on it. Do you think it's because we'd say, hey, you know what? Fuck that. Do you understand, like, that is just a jump-off point? Do you think, like, that's just how it's going to stop?
Well, as long as you're not a terrorist, then you ain't got a fucking problem.
You think it's just going to stop with that? That's not how you take away freedom. You don't just fucking do it all in one fell swoop. It's incremental. Next thing you know, you're in goal line D going, how the fuck did I end up in this situation? You started at the 50. Little push, little pull, right? Everything was fine. Next thing you know, you're up against the goal line. You think that they're just going to keep it with the terrorist thing? They'll wait for a whole other generation of babies to be born, and they always grew up with government having that level of power. Then they add something else to it. Then they add something else. Then that's it. You can't have it, okay? If Tiger Woods can't handle the level of free pussy on a golf tour, how the fuck is our government going to handle a new defense package which basically gave them a mute button? If you had that power, how long before you just started abusing that? If you could just hit mute on anybody who ever disagreed with you, and you could have them whisked away. I mean, that is the sociopath's wet dream. That's what that is. That is a fucking mute button.
Mr. Stalin, don't you think?
That's it. You hit mute. You're done. You're gone. See ya. I think it's fucking insane. And the only thing that I get out of it is that I feel like I was proven correct. That I don't think it matters at that level whether you vote Democrat or Republican. Obama, the first black president ever, you would think this would be the most liberal politician in the history of this country. because of his background, you would think that he signed off on that shit. All right? I'm telling you. I don't know what happens when you become president, but I think they let you peek just enough behind the curtain. And there is a fucking agenda that we are moving towards. Because I don't think it fucking matters. I really don't. Which is why I always vote for the Ralph Nader, Ron Paul, all those guys that all those fucking idiots go,
Oh, because you did that, you ruined the election.
really? Did I? I feel like those guys wouldn't have signed shit like that. I feel like their track record shows that they would not sign shit like that. I don't know. I imagine I'm going to get a ton of fucking emails. I remember somebody was yelling at me one time saying that because I voted for Ralph Nader in 2000, that's why George W. Bush won. And they were just going on and on and on about it. And I was like, dude, I live in New York. Al Gore won my state. Okay? Do you understand that? So your whole fucking theory right now is out the window. I voted for Ralph Nader in New York, and Al Gore still won the state. So go fuck yourself. What I'm trying to do, Mr. fucking red and blue tie here, I'm trying to fucking encourage more people like that to run. You know? Uncorruptible. How far can you get if you're uncorruptible? I would say that you can get to the whatever level politics is when you decide whether or not they should put a gazebo in the center of town. I think once you get beyond that, you got to be a little dirty, right? All right, so let's get on to our argument. So we're flying back from New York City. How amazing was I at Town Hall?
You were amazing. Standing ovation.
That's right. You're fucking right I am. How insecure am I that I had to make you say that for the 6th time?
You're insecure, but I love you.
Exactly. All right, so let's plow ahead here. So we're flying back from where we were, Boston at that point.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we'd already watched the YouTube clip or whatever. Rihanna had gone on TV talking to Diane Sawyer, breaking it down, talking about getting the shit kicked out of her by that dude with the beaver teeth, right?
He really looks like a buck-toothed beaver.
He does. He has no business being a pop star. He bit her too, right?
He did.
Why wouldn't you? You got to utilize your weapons. So we're sitting there, and it's this really sad interview, and she's just like, I just felt silly and stupid
No, you need to do
for
your
being.
imitation of.
So this is what I did. So it started off as a joke, and I said, all right, this is my impression.
So wrong.
All right.
I'd like to go on record as saying that I feel that this is so wrong, but I
All
always
right.
laugh at the things you do that are so wrong.
All right. Well, this is the deal. I was talking about how she was just saying that, I found an inappropriate text message, and then things escalated, and then next thing you know, he caved in my cheek and started biting me and blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, you know what? She left out a lot of the details. And because what I've learned with arguing with women is when women argue, when they're not winning or they're not getting you to admit that you're wrong, that at some point they make this switch in there where they're just like, I'm just going to make this person as mad as I possibly can by using every ounce of information that I know about him. So, truth? You know what? That's as good as a yes. Anyway, so this is one of those in-the-moment jokes. I can't even remember what they said. I said, this is my impression of of the conversation before. I can't remember how I did it, though. I was like, wish she's from Barbados, but for some reason, I started doing this really bad Jamaican accent. And I go, yeah, man. Yeah, man. Who be sending you the text, man? Yo, fuck you, bitch. I ain't got to say nothing. Yo, man, who gave you the text message, you fucking buck-tooth I can't remember what it somehow talked about his teeth.
God.
And you were laughing your fucking ass off.
Yeah, it was funny.
I can never recreate that. That's why I had to tap out. And you were laughing your fucking ass off, and it was totally wrong. But then, like, halfway through it, I started making my point of how I'm so sick of every time a woman gets the shit kicked out of her. Not every time, but all these women, they always get to show guys in that bad light of all these guys who beat the shit out of their women. But they never show when women fuck over guys, ever, in those situations, ever. Like, the situations that I've seen where, a friend of mine, she slammed the door into him and then just called the cops and said that he hit her, and they, without question, arrest him. And then that fucked up his job, and now everybody looks at him like he's a wife beater and he never even did it. Right, yeah. How come Oprah never does shows about that? That was our big argument. And then she somehow, me, the way I say shit, somehow it seemed like I was advocating that the guy did nothing wrong.
Or that, just, all women are these horrible, manipulative creatures.
Yes.
And
You're not horrible, manipulative creatures, but you guys, you definitely manipulate.
Can I ask you about the Louis stuff recently?
Sure.
What was your reaction to it? He comes back, he does comedy, and everybody gets pissed off.
Well, I don't think it was everybody. It was
Well,
just,
a lot of people.
Yeah, some people got pissed off, and then a lot of people thought, like, he's had enough. Let him up off the mat. I always equate it to, like, I'd watch a buddy of mine get into a fight. I wanted him to win. But after a while, it was like, all right, it's over. You got him. Like, let him up. I mean, they took everything from him. And, like, if he wants to go out and do stand-up, I mean, it's a free country. You don't have to like it. You don't have to go to the shows or anything like that. But I just wish we could get out of this. I wish we could get back to I don't know if that period ever existed, but I wish we could get to a period where you could discuss things and not just have to pick a have people start yelling at you and then try to destroy your career just because you have a difference of opinion. Where if you're on the same page going, hey, this behavior is not correct and should be dealt with, and then you're disagreeing on type of punishment, length of punishment, or anything like that, and then it just becomes like this thing where that we live in a world now where you have to be afraid to say that stuff. It's to people who are allegedly progressive. It's like, how are you progressive if I have a difference of opinion, and so then you're going to try to destroy me? Is the irony of that? I don't have a problem if somebody disagrees with me. I would never try to go out, and like ruin them to the point that they're out on the street, And then I also have like a there's a lot of shit where it's just like, this sounds like a job for the authorities and people who went to law school, as opposed to me, who's just some
people on Twitter.
Yeah, and me, like, what the fuck do I know about the legal system? I don't know any of this stuff, but like most people, I do have an opinion, and I don't have a problem if somebody disagrees with me. I would never go after them like that, especially if they haven't done anything other than weigh in on a topic. It's bizarre. Everybody on the internet, they're just such good people, like, without having to demonstrate it. That's what I love. Like, there'll be like a hashtag. I saw one. It was this things I don't tolerate. And adults were literally weighing in on this. And then they were just saying all of this obvious applause break shit, like racism, bigotry. My favorite one, mean people. It's like, what are you, fucking 5 mean people? And that's just like, what did you have to demonstrate that you don't do that? Now, is there video of you being somewhere with a bunch of white people and someone drops the N-word and then you don't tolerate it? Is there any of that evidence? Or did you just fucking write a bunch of shit and it becomes like this self-serving fucking thing that's allegedly for the better good of society when it really isn't? It's like all those jerk-offs on Instagram acting like they're trying to inspire you and they're just trying to show you all the cool shit they have and their six-pack abs. I'm so fucking sick of people on Instagram telling me how hard they're working. Yo, we out here grinding, out here trying to get this paper. It's just like, yeah, everybody is. Oh, do you have to work hard in life? I didn't realize that. It's just like, my favorite one, I love the one too where you bring all your cars out around the private jet. And it's just like, did you drive all those out there yourself and you just Ubered back to your garage? Did that take all day? Or did you have the gardener drive over the Hummer?
I like the LeBron Instagram
and then you have to
workouts.
stand there and you cannot be looking at the camera. You got to be looking off.
Sideways.
Yeah. And you got to have a look on your face. This is like, this is how we do it, man. This is, oh, is that how you do it? I didn't know you could do it like that. I would have done it that way had I known how to do it. How do you do it? Oh, we're working hard. It's like none of this means anything. It's just somebody trying to, it's just like, just be an arrogant ass. Stop acting like you're trying to fucking help me.
The LeBron Instagram
You knew the old man in me
videos.
was going to come out at some point in this fucking podcast.
The LeBron Instagram workout videos. Like, I can't imagine Bird and Magic doing that 30 years ago, 35 years ago.
Well, in defense of him, though, that didn't exist. They would have. There would have been people who did that shit. Bird never would have had it.
Bird was like tarring his driveway during the summers. Like, Bird hurt his back tarring his fucking driveway.
I know. Because they gave you that one standard brush.
Yeah.
I remember that.
You want to pay somebody $7 an hour to do his driveway. He's making like $1 million
Well, that's
a year.
fair. How cheap
Come
he
on,
was.
Larry.
When he was in the
cheap.
Olympic Village, I
Yeah.
ain't paying $8 for a beer, and his 6'9" self just walked down the street to a bar to go get a beer.
Yeah, and then all like the I've seen the new trend is like the beautiful women that have like millions of Instagram followers just because they post swimsuit, photos and stuff. Like every 3 weeks or something, you have to post something about the stress that they went through. Like when they were like, I've been judged on my appearance so many times. And
We're
this has
feeling
happened.
ugly. I was called ugly when I was younger.
called
Welcome to
ugly
the
and-
fucking club.
Right.
And it's like, what? Your whole business is just that you're hot.
I know.
Like,
I was
it's-
called ugly, and I am ugly.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't even sue them for slander.
I was literally
You
just
can't,
called
you
ugly
can't
this
crawl out of
morning.
that hole.
Yeah, exactly. I was accurately called ugly.
Right.
Humiliating.
I was called ugly, and my comeback was fair enough.
Yeah.
Touche.
So your eyes work.
You know what's weird? Those Instagram butt models, I follow many. It's weird the guys who like them. Why do you have to click? Just enjoy it. What
Oh
are you
yeah, do
getting
you
out
want
of-
attention? I guess.
No,
I don't know.
They don't know.
There's the hope that they
Is that what it is?
they're going to pull you out of their depression with their sculpted ass.
Yeah,
they're
they're
going
gonna-
to back it into your life, and the sun's going to start shining on you.
They're going to scroll through their likes. Their 10,000
Yeah,
likes.
and find
that
you.
one. Yeah, that was a nice guy. He liked me.
It's hope.
Yeah.
It's like the stripper guy who's like, she likes me.
People go crazy online. Like any of those pictures, if you start reading the comments, guys will be leaving comments, like grown men, that are like, oh, I love you. You're such a beautiful spirit. And oh, it's another great photo, but I really love you too. I love your personality. We should
Yeah.
meet
They
sometime.
want to be special. I'm special.
It's just it's mental illness. It's
I see through that
craziness.
piece of thong between your butt cheeks to the soul, the person that you are.
That's right. I saw it through your anus. I saw your soul through your anus. And it's,
Like a telescope, I looked up through your asshole and saw your heart.
Saw your soul.
yeah, they say the butthole is the window to the soul. So I saw it. It's beautiful.
One thing I will say about butt models, they promote each other. They're
Yeah.
so generous. They promote each other. Like, you got to check out my girl Kiki.
But you know,
no
that's-
other group does that.
You know that's clicky. You know there are butt models that
Yeah,
have been
that's
cast
true.
away from the other butt models. Like,
No,
no,
I
no,
think
we
that
don't.
they've always been more like open than titty models.
You
Titty
think?
models are very because they're not in right now.
right.
The titty models.
Tits are not in.
No.
Tits were like tits of the 70s,
Yeah.
90s. They kind of went with those big balloon tits that
Right.
they used to have with the fucking almost like they had like bloodshot eyes. They were so stretched out.
There's like 3 feet in
And
between
they
them.
just jumped the shark. There was like nowhere to go with this. So then it became now it's about the ass.
Yeah.
You know, so they're all supporting each
I
other.
do like that though. Not a giant, but I do like a nice fat
Oh,
rump.
it's the best.
Yeah, but the asses have gotten so ridiculous and big. Like now, it's like it's the same thing that happened
The
with
fake ass
breasts. The fake asses
is the
are
best.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt one? You can
No.
tell when you feel
Oh, yeah?
a fake ass. Yeah, you can feel it. It feels, it's a harder, it's soft, but it's almost like, remember how Stretch Armstrong used to feel?
Oh, like the
that
gel?
toy? Yeah, that's what it
That's
feels
so
like.
specific. Yes, I do.
I know that, Joe.
Wow. No, I just love it. It doesn't move with the legs. It's sitting there like a lunchbox. A lunchbox you want to fuck, right?
Yeah.
And it's just you know, there was where the hell was I? I think it was in a gym or something like that. I saw one recently, but I saw one out here. It surprised me.
There's a lot of them in L.A.
Yeah, more so in like, you know, Miami, like Dallas, Miami, and Orange County is where I see the most extracurricular.
So is that what you're doing
Makeup,
on the
I
road
would
now?
call.
Now that you kind of been into every like sports stadium, you've seen all the games.
Yeah.
Now it's like I need to monitor the fake asses in each city.
Yeah,
and
that's
think,
what I'm doing. No, I just noticed when I was in Dallas, it was just every bartender just had these giant, and they were like teardrop shaped titties. I was like, what is in the water out here? And like someone was out there, nah, man, most of those are fake. They just do so many, they're really good at them.
In Dallas.
And Dallas, yeah.
Wow.
And then
Arizona, too. Phoenix women. Huge.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So Orange County was like, that was the one where the guys was crazy. Like they had remember Bruce Jenner? Remember that guy?
Sure.
Do you
What
remember?
happened?
I don't know.
It disappeared.
I haven't seen it from it.
He was good.
Well, they had like the eye lift, that shit going on, like the where everything just looks like you were like in a wind tunnel or something like that. And I remember because my wife watches all those Real Housewives. I used to think that like, okay, they just took an extreme version. This is not an accurate portrayal of it. And you go to Orange County, it's obviously not everybody, but it's a noticeable enough segment. Or maybe because I watched the show with her, I noticed when I walked by. I was playing the Improv in Irvine. You know, I was walking between shows. I was just walking through the mall or whatever, and I saw like 3 or 4 guys that just had that Bruce Jenner fucking yank back kind of thing going on there. So I don't know. I don't know why you would do. Like I think you look so much better if you just kind of roll with your genetics.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It stays even.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where it's just kind of like.
No, there's always places on the face you can't do. That's like Jane Fonda looks fucking amazing for
Amazing.
aging.
Yeah, she does.
But then there's always gonna be that one spot where you're like, ugh, like whether it's right around the eyes or the neck. There's always something horrifying that ages exactly like it should. So 90% of the face looks good, but then there's that one part where you're like, oh fuck, that's an old lady.
The lips are tough. The lips
Very
always
tough.
give it away.
They lose moisture.
Oh fuck, she's one of the Andrews sisters.
But it's the same thing when you see guys that get like hair plugs. For every one that goes really well, you see a guy, like I saw a guy walking down the street the other day and he had buzzed his hair but you could tell the whole front was plugs, and it was.
Don't you love that? I love a horror show of hair plugs.
Yeah, I do.
How old was he? Because it depends. It was real. They were really fucking bad. They're getting better now that they vacuum. First of all, you used to get the big smiley face scar.
Right. Yep.
Now they can just sort of vacuum the shit out and put it in, and then it takes for some people and it doesn't for others. But they're trying to say like. Someone was telling my podcast because I'm always like threatening to do it as a joke, and they said that like that stem cell shit. If you shoot in the top of your head. So I was joking because I'm going to do this Eastern European tour coming up in January, that I was going to go over there and find some Transylvanian doctor over there to fucking shoot it in. I was going to come back with the redhead version of like Farrah Fawcett hair. and I was never going to address it, just coming back, shaking my head before I spoke and everything.
He wasn't old enough for it to be bad. He probably just didn't want to spend a bunch of money or something.
No, it's
stem cells do it too. They have those they do those facials where they call vampire facials. I don't know if that's stem cells, but they shoot like they do something with your blood, then they put your blood back in. I think it's a lot of whatever the fuck is in platelets, and then they shoot it into your face. And
oh yeah, young people's blood.
There's some sort of fetus involved.
No, yeah, they just mush a fetus and they melt it down and shoot it in your face. But no, it's your own blood.
You know when they make avocado, that bowl? They just put a fetus in there. You got to drink it and shake hands with the devil to look 6 months younger. Dude, people are out of their fucking minds.
Crazy. They do it into your face, and they're supposed to be very good for like wrinkles and moisture or whatever, but it's obviously
Well, Jim,
painful.
I got to tell you, you've kind of been reverse aging, man. I mean, if I look at some of the pictures of you from back in the day, like, yeah, you were
hideous.
Yeah, you look like a beat cop. Oh, gumshoe Jimmy. Then you started doing the pull-ups, man. Look, a wrinkle on your face.
Yeah, my face is held up okay, and there's other things that have made my face wrinkle-free.
Is that right?
Yeah, Caligula was right. It works.
And not a drop of booze either.
No, that helps. Not smoking. I think quitting smoking helped a lot too in 2001.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot you smoked.
I smoked for 17 years, yeah, and I quit. When you quit, that helps a lot. You see guys that smoke when they're 50, like, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, the benefit to never being attractive is that when you start to fall apart, it's not like it's a heartbreaker.
Yeah, no one says, hey, what happened to Sam?
Exactly.
That guy fell off.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
That's the thing about all those beautiful people. That's what like the ugliest people in the world would say shit like, oh my God, did you see so-and-so? What the fuck happened to her? It's like the same thing that happened to you. You just fell off a curb.
Right.
So nobody heard you hit the pavement.
Yeah, I mean, it's the better. It gets you like later in life is where it starts to reap the rewards.
But no matter how mediocre you are, or you look, you always feel it. Like I look at myself, I'm like, fuck, you put weight back. Like, whatever it is, you still like, it still comes out.
If you're a psychotic, you eat like a tiny little candy bar and you look at your gut like, oh my God, I'm getting fat again.
No, but it's just the way you look at yourself.
Hey, he holds himself to a higher standard. And I don't feel it's good for you.
Oh no, I didn't.
To shame him.
He is shaming me. I don't like it.
Jim has had food issues.
They are shaming me.
As far back as I have known, and it's so brave. The way he judges himself after a Three Musketeer mini.
The fun size.
It's brave.
It's about body positivity.
Okay, let's actually bring some sort of comedy to this.
Okay.
You got really mad at me last night.
Yes.
Before we went to bed. I'm not going to say who I was looking at either, all right?
Yeah,
out of protection. This is what happened to me. Nia's fucking on her side, trying to go to sleep, and I got the laptop. And I start doing the IMDb thing, and I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking. Yeah, she doesn't believe this. So I find some starlet, right? And it says that, she did a spread in Playboy. So I'm like, oh, really? Wow, I want to see her naked. So I go to click on images. I swear to God, I'm on Google Images. And the second I clicked on one of the naked pictures, this other window came up with somebody talking, who I don't remember what they were saying. But you immediately assumed that I was watching porn because when you click on a porn, that window that opens up behind the window.
Those webcams, those girls on the webcams, they pop up and they're like, "Hey, Daddy."
No, they don't. They usually pop up and they go, yeah, fucking. And you try to sit and they go, what is it? First time you hear it, you're like, where's that voice coming from? Has somebody hacked into my computer and they're mocking the porn that I'm watching? And then you do it and it's just, there's some fucking housewife sitting there with a pickle. A couple of kids running around the background. It's a tough economy.
God.
So she immediately assumed that I was watching porno, and I was like, I wasn't. And I literally backtracked through the fucking thing. I backtraced it, and I showed you what I was watching.
And I called you a fucking scumbag.
Fucking scumbag, piece of shit. And then here it is. It's like, you're watching porn, too, if you know that happens.
Well, so?
Well, all right then.
But I'm not watching it fucking lying next to you in bed, you dirtbag, which you were. And
well,
you
if I...
didn't know
if
we're
you...
going to look at naked ladies on a computer next to me in bed. Ladies. while lying in bed. So whether you're watching porn or not, I still stand by those harsh
It's
words I threw
Playboy.
at you.
It's artistic.
Oh, please.
They don't show the clam there. They just show a nice little,
Yeah, and I heard that
Nice
pop
little
up
muff.
and that breathy little, oh my God, this and that, and I knew what you were doing, and I fucking screamed at you.
Do you
and
honestly
deserved
think-
it. You fucking
All right,
deserved
wait a
it.
minute, wait a
to
minute.
lie next to me and be looking at porno while in bed with your future wife, you fucking scumbag. I don't take any of it back.
Wait a minute.
You're a dirtbag, and you deserve to be yelled at.
Do you honestly think?
In life and on the podcast.
You know what's funny is we got such a great mattress here that I think I could actually rub one out without you noticing.
That's nice.
That's what they
That's
should do.
nice.
That's what they should
That's
do in that
real
commercial.
nice.
You know that commercial where they have the wine on one side and the guy's jumping up and down? They should have some guy with his hand inside his
I'm sure
fucking
someone's
jam
done
jams, fucking
parody
jerking
of
like
it
this
already.
and looking at the camera, giving the thumbs up.
Yes, well.
You just see the bedspread, fucking.
Yeah, we get it. So yeah, you
So that's
deserve
what you
to
think
get
I was
yelled
doing?
at. That is what you were doing. Maybe you weren't looking at actual pornography
I was.
videos.
It
but
wasn't
you were working
pornography.
at-
It was a nude.
It was naked pictures of another fucking woman. You got caught, and I screamed at you, and you fucking deserved it. All right?
You called me a lot of harsh words.
Well, you deserved it. To do it while you're lying in bed next to me? What kind of man are you?
Did you take on to that level? That might be the quote of the podcast.
Oh, I just wanted to look at this naked girl, and then what happens?
I was tempted.
You got found out.
I was on IMDb and then this
Oh,
temptress
please.
with her photos.
IMDb, and what IMDb had a link to her
All right.
fucking naked videos, and there's
All
some
right.
other fucking pop-ups that come up. You were caught. And
Here's a
you're
move for you
embarrassed,
guys.
And you're trying to make it funny.
For all the guys listening right now, here's the move in this moment. Hey, if I want to look at a naked broad on my goddamn computer, all right, I'm going to do it.
You absolutely can, but
Well, all
to do
right
it while
then.
you're sharing our fucking would-be marital bed, I'm not going to stand for that. I'm going to call you names. I'm going to shame you, and that's how it is.
It's impossible to shame me off my childhood.
You're shamed. That's why we're talking about it right now.
No, I'm not. I was trying to bring up something fucking funny. Sacrificing me. Don't give me that
Anyway,
fucking look. Give me a
So
break.
that's how it is.
Yes, I looked at a fucking naked actress. All right?
Uh-huh.
There you go. And I enjoyed it, and I'll do it again.
No, you didn't, because I screamed at you, and it
Oh, that
took
part
all
I
the
didn't
joy
enjoy.
away from you.
There was a lot of shame. No, I was so you know what it was? I wasn't prepared, and then that lady's voice, yeah, fucking yeah, and then you fucking rolled over, and you were just fucking in my grill, and I was sitting there just stuttering, trying to shut it off. I couldn't find the mute button. It's unreal.
Yeah, well, you don't do that. That's rude.
Hey, I didn't set out to do it. It's the internet. Eventually, you're gonna end up at a
You
fucking
didn't
naked
set
picture.
out to do it. You lied here with the specific intent of looking at a woman naked
No, I didn't.
on the internet. Yes, you did.
No,
you
I
said,
didn't.
"Oh, I want to see those pictures," and you clicked on it.
No, that's not what I
and
did.
what you didn't
You
expect.
start in the middle of the story.
What you didn't expect
Ah,
was there to be a
give me a fucking
pop-up
break.
to appeal to the kind of perverts over
Go
there
on,
that you
I earn
are,
money,
and
I
to
come
rat
home,
you
I
out.
buy stuff, I put food
That's
in
what
the fridge.
happened.
I can't look at one fucking broad. Let me tell you,
You
something.
absolutely can look at you
Yeah,
go on the
I
road.
swear to God,
you can
I'm
look
gonna
at
take
as
one of
many
these
naked
pillows
women
and I'm
as you
gonna
want.
put it over your face
But to
until
lie
you
next
shut
to
it.
me in bed and be looking at some naked women and get found out like that, yeah, you're gonna get called on it. What do you expect? I'm gonna snuggle up to naked. Ooh, let's look at it together. Fuck you.
Oh, that might have been one of the greatest fuck yous I've ever had. Fuck you. Oh, that was beautiful. That was a thing of you guys got to admit, when it comes to fucking just laying somebody out and laughing them. All right, Nia, I have to tell you this.
What?
I didn't open my computer and be like, "Whoa, I'm going to look at this naked girl while you're laying next to me." I went on IMDb, and I'm such a weak, pathetic person that within 3 seconds, I ended up on that. But that's not, I'm like one of those guys who's fucking did the crime. This is second degree. This isn't premeditated. I didn't fucking walk in there like, I'm going to look at this girl, okay? I walked in, okay? I saw the gumballs sitting there. Stomach was growling. I said, fuck it, I'm grabbing them, and I got caught. So, yes, I did rob the fucking store, but I wasn't sitting at home going, you know what I'm going to do today? All right?
This
I just throw a naked woman in there, and
this
you have the fucking
particular woman that
explanation.
you were looking at, you knew who she was. You knew that she posed naked. You knew, because you know who this person is, all right, without going any further. So for you to sit here and try to act like, oh my gosh, I was just investigating someone's like acting history.
Justin
and IMDb
Timberlake
and
showed
Wiki,
his fucking
blah, blah.
wiener on the goddamn internet. You'd look at it.
What does that have to do with anything that we're talking about right now?
Because you know what?
You were right.
You know what?
You were right.
You
Can
know
I
what?
finish?
You know
Can I
what?
finish?
Is that you're
Can I
trying to
finish?
throw- You're trying to do
Can
that
I
classic,
finish?
you know, sort of.
Can I finish? You were right up until
distracting
3 minutes
and
ago.
Throwing other subjects in there to try to throw me off base, but you're not going to do that, Playboy, because I'm smarter than you. All right?
All right.
I'm
Let's
dealing
not be
with that.
quoting dialogue from a bad cop show. Yeah, do that, Playboy. Why don't you
I
put
like
your,
saying Playboy.
your little gumball fucking siren on top of your non-existent car? Listen to me. You were right up until 3 minutes ago.
Which was
Now,
mine.
you know what you're doing? Now you're hamming it up.
Oh,
You're
am I
hamming it up.
hamming it
Yeah.
up on the podcast?
You know what?
That's
Here we
so
go.
different
Here
from
we
what
go.
usually happens on the podcast. Right.
You should have ended with "fuck you." Can you please do that again?
Fuck you.
All right, there you go, people. That is the podcast. That's the Neolog.
That's the Neolog.
All right, listen. I'm sorry that I looked at a talented actress naked. You know what do you want me to do?
Talented actress?
Will you shut up and stop outing the person? You already fucking left like 90 clues. What is wrong with you?
I didn't.
Be mad at me. Don't be mad at her.
I'm not mad at her. She
Okay.
did
Well, then
nothing
quit
wrong.
fucking doing that. All right.
See,
keep
you're doing
it
it again.
Keep
I'm
it
not
at me.
this-
No, I'm not.
This isn't
No,
about
I'm not.
her.
Oh,
This is about
my
you.
God.
This is about you.
And you know what? This is
Trying
what
to get away
happens.
with some
You know what?
shit.
This is what happens every night around 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock, and then she fucking drives me out of the house, and I go out and do stand up.
Speaking
Okay?
of which, are you going out?
Yes, I am, and you can watch all your stupid. What was that fucking show you were watching?
Which one?
The show about the swimmer who doesn't get anything but swimming.
What would Ryan Lochte do?
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. He's
Yes.
hamming it up. He's
Is
hamming.
he?
Yes.
I don't know that he is.
He's traveled the fucking world. He's won gold medals. No, Nia, no.
Yeah,
No.
you say like he's traveled the world and met with diplomats. He's traveled the world and jumped from pool to pool.
He has met with diplomats. When he won a fucking gold medal, all of a sudden you get the key to the city. This guy's cut ribbons.
Okay, and he shakes
Yeah,
hands.
he's
and then he
opened
jumps back into
zoos.
the
This guy's opened zoos. Okay, you're not that. He's not that dumb.
Ugh. Oh, boy. I don't know about that. But it's hot, and that's really all that matters.
Okay, and now do I get upset that I'm sitting on a couch and you're sitting there looking at fucking? Oh, that's what you said the other night. You had this look on your face, and I'm like, "You not enjoying this show?" And you're like, "No, I'm looking at those abs."
Yeah. And if I was lying next to you looking at naked pictures or whatever of Ryan Lochte, then you would absolutely have something to say about it.
So wait a
But
minute.
that's not what happened.
No.
I was watching a show.
Well,
on E!
okay. So the bedroom is not cool.
Yeah, the
Okay.
bedroom is our fucking bedroom. It's where we.
I know what you do in a
it's our
bedroom.
bedroom. It's a sacred space.
Do you believe this shit, guys? Do you
It's a
believe this?
fucking
Would you
sacred
believe
space.
that
Okay?
a swell guy
Can
like
we
me
not
would have to put up with
swell?
this shit?
Can we not have the bedroom at least?
Okay, but if I did it in the living room,
perversions?
if I did it in the living room, that would have been okay.
If I'm not in the bed with you, yeah, you're outside.
No.
Mm-hmm.
There's no bed in the living room. If I'm in the fucking living room, I can look at a picture of a naked woman on the computer. I just
got
want.
no problem with
I just want. Okay, and then if I hit on the thing, and all of a sudden it goes, yeah, fucking right there. Oh my God, you're not. You're not gonna have a problem with that.
Not in the living room, no. But while lying in bed next to me, that's a problem.
I can live with that.
So we're in
Absolutely.
agreement
So
then.
I apologize. I didn't know that was the rule. And once again, Nia, I was just looking at a fucking picture. All right, I'm a fucking guy. She's a naked woman. What am I supposed to do? It's free. It's free. One click away. How do I resist?
As if you had no choice.
I really don't. The way I'm wired, I don't. All right.
Oh please, I don't accept that.
Oh
the way
fuck
I'm
you.
wired.
You know what, Nia? What if
The
there
way
was
I'm
what?
wired. Please, no, I don't accept
Really?
that.
Nia, what if there was a store you could just walk into and there was a bunch of free shoes?
Are we in a store right now, or
Wait
are we
a
in the
minute.
fucking bedroom?
It's a fucking metaphor.
It doesn't matter. We're not talking about metaphors. We're talking about what actually happened.
I'm talking about how you're wired versus how I'm wired.
Okay. we're
You're wired to get
differently.
you like stuff. You guys, you're into shit. You like hats. You like fucking shoes.
Hats.
If a free hat or a free pair of shoes was a click away, you'd fucking do that right in front of me in the bed. You would.
A free
And then
hat,
I'd hear somebody, oh, it's too, and
a free
fucking.
hat is not the same as what you were doing. It's just not. The end.
Yeah,
and
but
you
you're not-
started to
you're not-
apologize
you're not-
for it, and now you're trying to backtrack.
Because I was trying to fucking apologize, and you keep coming at me like a goddamn meerkat.
I don't try to keep coming at you. You keep trying to like excuse yourself for what you did, and you know that it's wrong.
Listen, you know what? I know you think that you're doing some amazing shit here where you're just not backing down. Okay. First of all, what are you going to do to me, Nene? Huh? What are you going to do? Huh? You going to body slam me? I'm bigger than you.
I already said
I'll
I have
push
no
you right off
problem
this
with you
fucking bed.
Looking at porn or whatever it is that you do, I have no problem with that. But if you're lying in bed next to me, when
And then
we're
I
going to bed
I said
you're doing
okay,
that,
and I
that's a
said
fucking problem.
I
And I'm
fucking
gonna
said
call on
I
you,
said
call
okay,
you on it.
and I said okay.
So then we have nothing left to discuss. End of podcast.
Why do women always take the ball and go home? How old are you? There, I'm on that point. It's over. End of game. I won. I'm going home. Huh? All right, whatever. All right, that was the podcast for this fucking... Look at me, that self-satisfied laugh. All right, that's the Neolog this week.
Therapeutic.
As you can see why I don't have her on that much anymore.
I know, I'm never on anymore.
It's because you're busy.
Yeah, busy doing stuff.
What are you doing? I'm not doing shit.
Chastising you.
All right, see ya. All right, so let's get on to our argument. So, we're flying back from New York City. How amazing was I at Town Hall?
You were amazing. Standing ovation.
That's right. You're fucking right I am. How insecure am I that I had to make you say that for the 6th time?
You're insecure, but I love you.
Exactly. All right, so let's plow ahead here. So we're flying back from where we were, Boston at that point.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we'd already watched the YouTube clip or whatever. Rihanna had gone on TV talking to Diane Sawyer, breaking it down, talking about getting the shit kicked out of her by that dude with the beaver teeth, right?
He really looks like a bucktooth beaver.
He does. He has no business being a pop star. He bit her too, right?
He did.
Why wouldn't you? You got to utilize your weapons. So we're sitting there, and it's this really sad interview, and she's just like, I just felt silly and stupid
No, you need to do
for
your
being.
imitation of...
So this is what I did. So it started off as a joke, and I said, all right, this is my impression.
So wrong.
All right.
I'd like to go on record as saying that I feel that this is so wrong, but I
All
always
right.
laugh at the things you do that are so wrong.
All right. Well, this is the deal. I was talking about how she was just saying that, I found an inappropriate text message, and then things escalated, and then next thing you know, he caved in my cheek and started biting me and blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, you know what? She left out a lot of the details. And because what I've learned with arguing with women is when women argue, when they're not winning or they're not getting you to admit that you're wrong, that at some point they make this switch in there where they're just like, I'm just going to make this person as mad as I possibly can by using every ounce of information that I know about them. So, truth? You know what? That's as good as a yes. Anyway, so this is one of those in-the-moment jokes. I can't even remember what they said. I said, this is my impression of of the conversation before. I can't remember how I did it, though. I was like, wish she's from Barbados, but for some reason, I started doing this really bad Jamaican accent. And I go, yeah, man. Yeah, man. Who be sending you the text, man? Yo, fuck you, bitch. I ain't gonna say nothing. Yo, man, who gave you the text message, you fucking bucktooth bee? I can't remember what it somehow talked about his teeth.
God.
And you were laughing your fucking ass off. Yeah, it was funny. I can never recreate that. That's why I had to tap out. And you were laughing your fucking ass off, and it was totally wrong. But then, like, halfway through it, I started making my point of how I'm so sick of every time a woman gets the shit kicked out of her. Not every time, but all these women, they always get to show guys in that bad light of all these guys who beat the shit out of their women. But they never show when women fuck over guys, ever, in those situations, ever. Like, the situations that I've seen where, a friend of mine, she slammed the door into him and then just called the cops and said that he hit her, and they, without question, arrest him. And then that fucked up his job, and now everybody looks at him like he's a wife beater and he never even did it. Right, yeah. How come Oprah never does shows about that? That was our big argument. And then she somehow, me, the way I say shit, somehow it seemed like I was advocating that the guy did nothing wrong.
Or that, all women are these horrible, manipulative creatures.
Yes. You're not horrible, manipulative creatures, but you guys, you definitely manipulate.